What's up, everybody? Y'all know we had to hit the down to Goblin Town 1977 Hobbit. Guys. Bearjack undefeated. Guys, come on. Come on. I got real quick. Okay. I'm here. Yeah, so we put the bear on the wall. Okay, bears on the wall. Guys, welcome. Welcome. It is Monday. I know you don't want to be dealing with this on a Monday. Bitcoin couldn't just send it. It's dropped below a certain level. You wake up, it's in the 57s, 56s. And here you are, you got this Joker throwing a bear mask on the wall. What is even happening? We're going to get into it today. If you're new to the stream, welcome. I've been tagged all over the internet, all over Twitter. There's been some love, there's been some hate, there's been a lot of in between. There's like reply guys out the butt, out the wazoo today. It's kind of crazy. It's Wednesday, my dudes. My bad. It's Wednesday. I don't know why I said Monday. It's Wednesday. It is not it's not how you want to be. It's not what you want to be dealing with today. That's all I'm trying to say. I know that. We want to wake up to 75k Bitcoin. We want to be we're on the other side of the halving. Like a cycle ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, we thought at this moment in time we would be talking about nothing but all-time highs. We'd be talking about 100k. We'd be talking about, you know, all the things that come with post-halving excitement. And right now we've got none of it. Right now things are going down. Right now it's a very bearish outlook. If you're new to the stream and you don't know what the significance of the masks are, I'm sure you saw everybody in chat talking about it. Whenever we're in a confirmed bullish environment, and there are ways to do that, like you're on the other side of accumulation, you know, you've done a large macro reversal pattern, etc., all that stuff. If we've done any of that, we get a bull on the wall. And it's just a sign that, like, yes, the trend is bullish, everything's fine. When the trend is uncertain, we take everything off the wall. For probably 6 weeks, we've had nothing on the wall over there because we had to take the bull off the wall back on March 15th. Well, I'll show you kind of the genesis of this whole thing. And then I said, if this confirms, if the thing that I'm looking at plays out, then I will put a bear on the wall, and because we'll be in a confirmed bearish downtrend at that point. And so we'll talk about what all that means. Talk about everything. It's gonna be fun. J-Man, hey Jack, think you got the wrong mask back there. No, unfortunately. Bro sleeps with the bear mask on. Come on, guys. Come on. Trading Bitcoin's like dating a woman who maxed out on the hot crazy scale. That is for certain, dude. This is that on the hot crazy matrix. Absolutely. Bitcoin is way out there. Super hot, but super crazy at the same time. You need to put an ape on the wall. I didn't want that. I'm excited for that. Dude, listen. Let's keep it a buck here. I have a small audience. Even though you guys are here and maybe we see a couple hundred people total, that is nothing, okay, compared to the hundreds or thousands of people that most of these large accounts get, okay? So the majority right now are on the wrong side of this trade. The majority are begging for this pain to stop, and that is typically not what happened. We'll talk about that more too coming up. Pi Cycle's my only hope, says Ozzy. Alt's held up pretty well during this decline so far. I thought I kind of noticed that too, but on the other hand, stuff like Doge is almost down, 40% from its highs, 50% from its highs. I think a lot of the meme coins are down between 40 and 50%, whereas Bitcoin's only down like 25%. So I know on this drop specifically, they did better than I would have expected. But what I think may be happening is there's a time where like Bitcoin will break from the range. Price will kind of drift up, retesting what was support as resistance. And then that's when the real fun starts. That's when things get real crazy. Have you seen CZ sentence? Yeah. I kind of saw that coming, by the way. And I think a lot of people did. The CZ sentencing thing, just the fact that something was happening. Because I don't know if you remember, but like a year ago, I want to say, or 6 months ago, maybe. I can't really remember. He puts out a tweet. He's like, oh, we're working with regulators and we're going to pay a fine. And, what we did, we shouldn't have. It was very much like, It was out of what you would typically see from him. So it felt very much like his attorneys gave him a script. It was like, "Hey, say this. You have to say this," and he's like, "Okay." Oh, I get my monthly invoice from Price Empire. Okay, in Litecoin, and a little bit. I'm nervous. I'm gonna get payment and take a haircut immediately. Yeah, you might. You absolutely might. Chat. All things being equal, look. Remember, I have a I have a like a burning hatred against the large follower accounts on Twitter or Facebook or whatever who dismissed my ideas of distribution as a warning and instead doubled down and said, no, it's actually the opposite. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I have more numbers. Therefore, that means I know what I'm talking about than he does, and he doesn't know. And now they're, million follower collective people are on the wrong side of this trade. And that, dude, that makes me so mad. There was a number of them, and I tweeted them out a few weeks ago. I'm not trying to like get back into it and all that, but um, there are several of them that deserve criticism that come at them if they get it. And that's the downside of this environment. It's like if you're pushing vibes and that kind of stuff, and you act and you want to pretend like we'll never go down again, especially you're right here on the edge of the halving, which is what kind of a lot of those guys did. A lot of their followers will just forgive them and move on, even though they lost half their money or whatever. It's stupid. Do you think a dove fed later today could bring us back to range lows? Maybe, I guess. Me lining up the events of like IRL events and stuff, and saying this is what's going to cause this move, etc. I'm not great at that. I never have been. That's why that's one reason why I pretty much ignore all news events. Number one, because I don't need them necessarily with the style of trading and all that I do. But number two, I've never been good at being like, oh, there's this thing coming up and the chart looks like this and those two connect in this way, and then that's when we're gonna see movement XYZ. I don't know. See, the other side of this is we could just free fall. Like you're not guaranteed a retest. So as you exit distribution, you do not. Nobody owes you a retest. The only thing you're gonna get is some sort of like momentary hesitation. I bet within a 2-day candle of this, we're below 50K. That's my expectation. So if I go to the 1-day candles right here and we just kind of see where we are. So this is candle 1 and there's 8 hours left. So within maybe this candle and one other, I bet we're below 50K. That is what my anticipation of this, of how nasty this is. So this is a bad deal. All right. So let's get into it. I'll get into the charts here in just a second. You guys know I like to delay just a minute because we get a lot of latecomers and they're like, wait, say that part again. So let's go through some Twitter stuff that I think is interesting. By the way, I don't know if you knew, but there's a MicroStrategy Bitcoin conference today. It's kind of funny. It's a funny day. You don't see support at 52? No. I don't, not really, because the whole idea of this is that everyone who's on the wrong side of this is going to get blown out. There's not like, oh, I'm going to get saved at this level, so if my stops are here, then I can expect price to just come like here, right? Like it's going to just come there and then go. No, there's not typically in these kind of environments, like, after on the other side of all this, what you would expect is everybody who's on the wrong side of the entire run up is going to get screwed. So if I drew a line and I said, hey, I bet the majority of these guys have a stop down here, or even like, some of these breakout traders, I bet their stops are like right down here. I bet they get blown out. Now, after that, maybe it finds support and then more fun happens. Again, we'll get into all this here in just a minute, but I just to answer your question quickly, no, I don't see 52 as like a magic support level. I think if it's going to do something, it's going to be nasty. And I think psychologically, sub 50, like even if it's just 49,950 or 49,9, just that headline, Bitcoin falls below 50,000, that kind of thing is going to induce the type of fear that the guys who forced all this selling are looking for, because they have to be on the other side of an equal amount of sellers. So the people who sold and threw cold water on this uptrend are waiting for a moment to buy back in. So whether that's right down here at 51 or 52, I don't think that so. I think that's a little bit too hopeful. But what we'll see when the time is right is palpable fear, guaranteed palpable fear, number one, and then number two, a lengthy amount of time sideways. Lengthy could be 2 months, could be a year, it could be any amount of time. So we'll go over some prior examples of when stuff like this has happened and what came just on the other side of it. But first, like I said, some interesting things going on. So FOMC, Gavin, I've spoken with him on several Twitter spaces. I kind of like the guy. Like I like his mindset. I don't think he's just out here being a shill like some of the people you run into. So anyway, not that he is the world's best TA or anything like that, but I think he's more genuine than most of them, I guess. Oil drops below $80 a barrel. I don't know if you guys have been following Microsoft and Intel and all that. Their charts have been very interesting at the same time. And then what was I going to cover on here? Oh, shout out to my boy Jason. Jason's got a big following. He didn't have to do that, but he put out a tweet, said he took a lot of heat for predicting what's happening. He saved me a lot of money. You better learn how to read charts if you want to play in this sandbox. I like that. That made me laugh. So big love to Jason. But let's see, was there anything else? Oh yeah, we get a lot of the reply guys that are like, oh yeah, well, what'd you do? Are you just talking about it in hindsight? That kind of thing. It always makes me eye roll, as I literally spent 6 weeks talking about this. Okay, so, oh yeah, this was funny too. So I said, I made a joke about, honey, don't forget, Jack kind of goes live soon. Oh, good. Jack goes live kind of soon, so be sure to market sell literally everything. This was a few days ago. And then somebody in the Discord, he captioned that, and then he put this, and he's like, ooh, these pre-stream dump shorts always hit. McMahon smelling the money. Pretty funny. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about the genesis of this idea. Let's go for it. And we got to start with where we've come from. We got to talk about where we are, and then we can talk about where we're headed next. So here's the thing. Whenever we first talked about this, and I pointed this out, the idea wasn't like, hey, I know exactly where we are right now. The idea was we need to be aware that this is a possibility. We have open interest blowing out all-time highs. This was literally at this moment up here. We have pure euphoria. We have ETF hype. We have the halving right in front of us. We've just come from 15K in about a year and change. It was like 14 months or something. We had the bear market bottom from 15,000, and we ran from 15,000 to 70,000. Now, if you're a student of how Bitcoin performs leading up to the halving, that kind of momentum is about what you would expect, but you don't expect like a ton more. You don't expect it to double and double and double. And that's kind of like what you heard through the grapevine. So let me do this really quick so we can talk about this intelligently. So two markets ago, two halvings ago, this is back in 2014, 2015, the market comes out of accumulation, bear market bottoms at around $200, and the highest it gets before the halving. So here's the halving. The highest it gets is about, let's call it 800, just for nice round numbers. So we go from 200 to 800, and this is in the early days when things are super volatile and all that kind of stuff. And even that is about a 4x return, 300% profit, 4x return from 200 to 800. So it rose $600, which at the time was a 3x. That's where the 300% comes from. So what's interesting about that is that we really haven't done much better than that. So we come back to a cycle later, not a year later, but a cycle later. Bitcoin runs from, call it 3,000 to 13,000. So roughly like 12,000 and change, 13,000, right around that. So what you end up getting is about a 4x. So from bottom to top, from Pico bottom to top, you get it from 3,000 to over 12. So, 4 and change, that's fine. And then we find ourselves once again at a particular bear market bottom, which was around 15,000. Now, four times multiple. So if we did something like what we did back there, that would be around $60,000. But we went on and we blew it out, and we got up to almost 75. So almost a 5x from the lows. So we've already outperformed prior similar environments, prior moments that went from bear market bottom to halving. So like that and that. Now I know there was some more pullbacks and stuff, but we're just talking about this impulsive move low to high. So that's kind of what I was focused on. That was another consideration when I was saying, look, we need to take this stuff kind of serious, that this is not, there's no free lunches in markets. There's not. You have to set these emotions aside. Like, you have to turn into a robot and be very aware when you're getting caught up in your feelings. Okay. You're marrying the first girl you kiss here when you like buy your first Bitcoin and then you say, oh, it's going to go to infinity and it's not going to stop. And there's no more bear markets and all that stuff, which is literally things I would hear. These were things I was hearing at the time. So when I pointed this out, all that to say, like, I didn't know if it would be this schematic or another or what, but like the whole idea is we need to have our eyes open for this. And as time went on, it proved to be exactly what we would expect. First thing you would expect based on the schematic, whether it's 1 or 2 or whatever, is a return to the range lows, which was at 61,000 based on this support. You would expect a return to the range lows followed by a return to range highs. So you would expect to move from 61 to 69. And that's literally what went on to pan out. Now, it did more than that, 61 to 70 and 70 and 70, and it goes on to paint this really nasty, really high time frame. It was about 30 days start to finish. LPSY, which is a abbreviation for last point of supply, which in the Wyckoff world just means this is where people get debated the wrong direction. This is where the biggest guys in the room, the billionaire hedge funds, the ETFs, whoever you want to put in your mind, it's probably going to work for this analogy. The biggest guys in the room who you thought were your friends were actually selling to you and your friend group and your grandma and your parents and your aunts and your uncles and everybody you were talking in. You better hurry and buy because it's the halving. And I say that that is reality. That's what's happening. And I make kind of a joke about it as I describe it because I am on that side of it. Like, when people ask me, is now a good time? I'm the guy who's like, well, we're right before the halving. Surely we're not going to go down unless the charts say, and lo and behold, these charts start showing up and we got to start taking them seriously. So this was a very nasty trick. This is why I tweeted out last night, just like, man, this was really ugly. No, literally nobody was looking for this to be a top of sorts. A top of sorts. There's no, yeah, and they run ads. Exactly. The Pico tops up here where people were retail. So there's only 2 groups. There's only the billionaire types and retail. That's it. In your mind, it is that black and white. There is the billionaire super groups and then the retail guys on the other side. And they're trading back and forth. And 9 times out of 10, retail is going to get fleeced. Okay, so this is the reality. This is the environment. This is like saying grass is green and the sky's blue. Don't get upset about it. That's just how it is. These guys are not your friends. So when you start seeing multiple ads being run while retail margin is like an all-time high, while we just ran 4 times from the market lows in almost a straight line. Like, I mean, we went parabolic. This is as parabolic as we can get. Your little radar needs to start going up like, maybe it's too good to be true. So that led us to kind of continuing to observe what happened. And lo and behold, what we expected to happen literally happened. So the last big thing to expect from an LPSY, from a big nasty LPSY, which is what this whole rising wedge was. Lots of time spent up in the range highs, lots of attempted breakout, just couldn't do it. The next thing you expect is a visit to the range lows, some consolidation, and then a breakdown. This is what we've spent stream after stream after stream talking about. Okay. And all the reply guys and all the know this is really reaccumulation. Today they have their hat in their hand because this is confirmed. We have confirmed distribution, and that, and only that, is why the bear mask is on the back wall, because we have confirmed distribution at this point. So that we have covered the history, like the leading up to, and now we're talking about the right now. So the right now, we are below the range lows. Okay. There are 2 scenarios that could play out. I will tell you what I think is the least likely scenario first, but it is on the table. Scenario 1, which again is I think is least likely. Scenario one is the market responds in this very jubilant way. We find ourselves back into the range. We consolidate at the lows, and then we full send, and everybody gets Lambos and girlfriends and the whole thing. This is the best case scenario. This would include a creek jump. This would include a basically a parabolic downtrend break. There would be all sorts of there celebrations in the streets, and rightfully so. This is a big deal should this happen. Like I said, I think that's the least likely scenario. I think the most likely scenario is that this really is what it looks like. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And next thing we know, we're probably going to do this part. Now, understand, we're basically right here. We're somewhere in this. We've broken down. We had this kind of initial reaction. Okay, and then what? Now, here's how Wyckoff tends to respond. First, I'll show you the blackboard, then I'll show you some real examples of this. What happens with Wyckoff distribution? So you have this big uptrend, okay? After accumulation, so there's a box of accumulation, there's a box of distribution, price distributes and goes down. You see one of two things typically. Option A, it goes just straight down, like nosedives to some level. Pick your level, whatever you think it is. We can talk about levels in a little bit. And at that point, it reaccumulates, or not reaccumulates, but it accumulates on the other side of distribution. So now we had proper distribution. Now we have proper accumulation. And on the other side of that, we get our next leg up. Okay. This is sort of how I'm leaning. This is what I think is going to happen. Where we get a sort of shorter time frame accumulation. Perhaps this lasts 3 months, maybe 6 months on the long end, but this takes months. Okay, true blue accumulation is not really a days or weeks thing. It is a weeks to months. And when I say weeks, I mean like double-digit weeks into months. So 10 weeks to 20 weeks to 30 weeks kind of thing. That is what's normal. That is what you would expect and anticipate for fast accumulation. There's just simply no getting around it. Just like distribution took time, it wasn't an overnight thing. Accumulation will be no better. It will be very, very, very similar. Okay, so this sort of free fall, for this to happen, I think we need to go as low as 36K. That is my absolute max pain scenario. To me, that checks a lot of boxes for where macro support actually is. That flushes out any sort of late longs who join just for ETF hype. That basically runs the stops. Now, remember, I'm talking about before new all-time highs. Okay, I'm not talking about this is the end of the cycle and like it's all going to zero and that kind of stuff. I'm saying I think it would be very interesting if almost everybody on this entire leg up everybody on this whole leg so you have this impulse down, and everything since this impulse down has been rewarded. So imagine coming all the way down here and running these lows. Remember, we talked about like what's really happening here is this is a glorified stop run. This is as nasty as it gets. I think this would be very, very interesting. And I'll tell you what, this is where I would reload. Now, remember, guys, I'm very interested in looking for a time to reload. I'm not interested in just doing nothing. I'm also not shorting this market. I'm not interested in gambling between wherever we are and wherever we may go. I'd much rather look for moves with upside potential than betting on the downside. I did shorts from like range high to range low, but as far as from this point on, I want nothing to do with it. So let's talk about why that is. If we go back and we look at the last time the market gave us true blue Wyckoff distribution, we're going to actually go 2 examples ago, and then we'll go to the more recent one. But here's one back from 2021. This is like Q1 2021. Price is up in a range. It's the same kind of deal. It's a different schematic, but it's the same idea. You have distribution. You have a box. If you don't like getting all the schematics and stuff, just picture it like this. We have a box, and price spends a significant amount of time either in the upper half or the lower half, And this is a real quick kind of gut check of is this bullish or bearish consolidation. If you can argue that the majority of price action is spent in the upper half, then this is probably distribution more times than not. If it spends a lot of time at the lower half of your box, like what it goes on to spend time in, then it's probably an accumulation of sorts. Okay, so this move where price went up from 10K, this is last bull market, 10K to 60K, and then down from 60K to sub 30. This is the play that I think is being enacted. I think this is the same playbook. It'll probably look different. They never look exactly the same. They never do. But I think this is kind of what's going on. I think we are leaving distribution right here. I think we're somewhere like, in this moment, and we're probably going to do something like that. And if we do, that's probably the best thing we can ask for. That fills a lot of the bags very quickly. Then you can have a truncated accumulation, and next thing you know, we're off to the races. We can go on and make new all-time highs and do the next thing or whatever. But the reason I'm not trading this, let's kind of zoom in and like really get nuanced on this, because I want you guys to understand just how volatile. You think you can handle volatility? I don't think you've seen, especially if this is your first cycle, you have not seen volatility like this. I'm seeing if I can I go back on 15-minute? No. 1 hour maybe? There's like a limit to how far back on the chart you can go depending on the time. Sometimes you can do the replay tool. No, it's not going to let me. Okay, so we got to do, what, a 2 hour maybe? 2 hour, we'll still get the point across. If we can get it. Yeah, okay, so 2 hour. So again, just so we're all on the same page here. Here was this was distribution back in 2021 as price went from its, at the time, all-time high of 60-something thousand, consolidated, broke down. It spent some time consolidating at the neckline, at the support level. It tested it as distribution, or it tested the distribution lower bounds. It tested it as resistance a number of times before finally giving it up. I think that's where we are right now with this 50, how we're kind of lingering around the 57,000. I think this is basically what we're doing. And at some point, the buyers run out. Here we go. Next thing you know, it's going to come and likely drop in a very volatile manner and go on to hit whatever its ultimate target is. Now, here's why I'm not interested in shorting. Remember, these are 2 hour candles. So this thing starts to break down. There's an impulse down, like brief reprieve, and then there's two 2 hour candles right here. These two 2 hour candles, if I put it back on regular, it may kind of like help make this point. They fell from, at the time, 40,000 to below 30,000, or right at 30,000, 30,000 to change. These two candles are 25% moves that completely retraced. Do you see that? 2 candles later, they completely retraced. So Bitcoin fell at the time. It fell 25% in a 4 hour window, and within 4 hours, it came back. Now, given enough time, you'll see that moved on its own didn't really matter. And in fact, it went on to make another low and then another low. And it was just like grinding its way down. But in the moment, right, we're talking about low time frame. Like I know a lot of you degens like to trade. In the moment, you would have made a trade. You would think you're about to wake up to multiple Lambos because this was God's greatest short he's ever allowed to happen. And next thing you know, your stops have been run. So the stop, this is one of the favorite moves that markets like to do. There's a big impulsive sell-off, like this right here. Big impulsive sell-off that completely retraces. This happens all the time. Okay, so I would have no doubt that something very similar is in store for us right now. And in fact, it would make a lot of sense, both within the world of coming back to retest this larger range low as actual resistance. It would make a lot of sense to see price completely retrace this drop before the next leg down, because that's what markets like to do. It's just what happens. So I like that as a potential next 1-2 step. But we don't know. And there's no sense in my mind, unlike wasting capital and trying to predict what's going to happen and getting paper cut along the way because you didn't bet up or down, in the right moment. I would much rather just sit on my hands and wait and see what's to come next. and look, like for example, I have some bids at 50K because I think we'll probably get a pretty strong move down sub 50, and then a reaction off that of some sort, and then I'll close out a 10% move or something like that. This is what I would expect for what's to come on the lower time frame. It's unclear whether we get this retest because it's like 50-50. They happen sometimes and sometimes they don't. There's not like we don't have an odds direction. They'll do it before the big sell off, or they'll just consolidate for a brief moment and giga send it to the downside before any sort of like actual reaction. So we don't know. It's time's too early to tell. This is pretty crazy. 50K is still too high to accumulate. I don't disagree. So another scenario that is possible, and I don't like talking about like doomsday scenario stuff, but it is worth talking about. Remember, we don't know where this is headed. We're speculating, and just like when Bitcoin ran up to the 70K or 70 whatever K, we didn't know just because we had a line on a chart. We didn't know that was going to end up being the Pico high for this moment in time. I'm sure we'll blow it out of the water soon enough. But we didn't know that was going to be the Pico high. All we had to go off of was the Wyckoff side of things, was this. All we had to go off of was like, wait, Wyckoff teaches us amidst euphoria and bullishness, whenever you can start drawing horizontal lines in a pretty large box and prices playing above and below it, that we need to start paying attention. So it's going to be the same on this as well. Wherever this goes, I promise you, the market's going to give you plenty of information. We're going to get some sort of, maybe a breakdown before a breakup. And next thing you know, we're going for it. And in hindsight, we'd be like, oh yeah, you know what? This looked like a really nice accumulation range, etc. But we don't know, because here's the alternative. Here's what could happen too. We get some sort of reaction. Price goes literally equal high, equal low. That is the scariest thing you can see. Whenever you have equal highs and equal lows, you need to panic. Because 9 times out of 10, the very next thing you're going to see is that. And this whole thing was merely a pit stop. It was a halfway point. And then you can do the math. Okay, well, if we started here and we went here, and then we're breaking down from there, where are we headed? And that something like that would absolutely get us down to this mid 30 level, which would crazy. Jack, where are you placing bids as far as what exchange? I'm using Coinbase for these moves right now, and that's not just because I'm this Coinbase ambassador. That's not just some like shameless plug or promo or whatever. That's just where I am comfortable right now. There's a lot of, I started getting messages on other exchanges that I'm using, and they were getting like little pop-ups showing that there's risk, that like I'm smelling risk with the messages they're sending in ways that I haven't before. And everybody knows that exchanges tend to have problems during bear markets or downtrends, bear market environments, like, where they're not getting the money they usually do. So not to say that exchanges are great. They're not. Like, you should self-custody and the whole thing. I'm not trying to talk you out of doing any of that. But if you're looking for a place to trade, if you're in the US, man, I'm gonna show you Coinbase. I'm gonna give you that plug. I'm gonna do it. Oh, and by the way, in my About Me, there's a referral thing for Coinbase. Unless you just like them keeping all their money, and that's fine. If you're like that, you're like the Amazon Prime subscriber that doesn't use your Prime sub. That's fine, man. If that's how you are. Out of all the crypto streamers or media people I know, if you're the only one who thinks same as me. Well, thanks, man. I wish more people knew about your channel. Here's the reality, though. This is the strange reality. If I had a huge following, this probably would never work out. Isn't that funny to think about? That if I could convince the majority of what's about to happen, that the people who are actually playing the chess game, of which we are all just pawns, they would probably find a new way to do it. So as long as this stream and this information and the world of Wyckoff, as long as that stuff is slept on, we have an edge. And we can continue to believe and like really lean on what the Wyckoff stuff and what all that points to happening next. We can really take advantage of it. This is the first time, this is the first cycle. Last cycle was like my rookie year. This is the first cycle where I'm like kind of popping my fingers and I'm like, okay, let's play this. And it's been really rewarding, right? Like closing out at the range highs, waiting to see what happens. We shorted some alts from range high to range low. We had the 5,000% Doge long off the range low up to range high. Like all kinds of stuff. Like there's been like this has been fun. So I am starting to use this more myself in my own personal strategy, and hopefully you guys are the same way. But none of them are like, I'm never gonna flash P&Ls and all that kind of stuff. I really feel like that's like uh what's the word, like not loser, or like poor, like you're poor and you won a scratch off at the gas station with your last dollar, and now you feel like you have to show everyone what you won. That's the vibe I get from these guys. Even if it's a 7-figure P&L, I don't care. I don't care. What's your percent gain? What was your methodology behind it? Can you replicate it? These are the questions I'm more interested in. I don't care, because if we're sitting here adding a zero to our net worth every so often, every couple years, it's going to get real. We're going to be collective we. If we're paying attention and doing this right, we're going to be wealthy. And hopefully, that's the dream through shilling ref links. Exact, dude. Okay. Chat, let's keep it a buck. I am not going to get wealthy refing you a Coinbase ref link. Can we all just agree? Can we all just agree? It'd be kind of cool if it paid for like a couple meals now and then. Yeah, like I'm okay with that side of it. But this is all free content. I don't have a big YouTube following. I don't make $1. I'm not even monetized on YouTube. The only income I get from streaming 3 times a week is subs and tips and stuff, and that's it. Okay, so let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. I'm cool with you earning a Whataburger every couple. Dude, let's go. Absolutely, dude. Hey, Jack, I missed the beginning of the stream. Can you do a small summary? Is the next level still 51? See, chat, that's why I delay. Okay, that's why I delay. If you make us good trades, we might make you rich through Coinbase. Dude, that'd be baller. That'd be nice, dude, huh? Okay. So this is our perspective. This is high time frame. If you're just tuning in, I'm not going to do like a whole summary. You could just rewatch the VOD, watch it on like 2x or something. I mean, you'll get all the same information, but this is where we're at. And I very much believe we have broken down. You see the bear mask is on the wall. I do believe we have broken down. I do believe distribution has confirmed, and we are on the other side of distribution. The prayer, which is like almost palpable if you scroll through CT, the prayer is that we're going to do this. And it would be very bullish. I'm not saying it wouldn't be. I think it's just that. I think it's a prayer of desperation. It's a Hail Mary. It is not a most likely scenario. And I think we need to continue to operate in the world of what's most likely, unless we just want to give money away, Still surprised you don't do point and figure count. I spent like a week trying to learn point and figure. It is harder than you would expect. You can't just turn on a chart. There is an AI system that's on through a website, and you plug in what you're looking for. Like you're like, I want to use this chart. There's preset charts like Bitcoin, gold, S&P, and you say, I want to use this time frame in this and this, and it spits out multiple options, and you have to choose which one to use. So there's so much art to it. There's so much nuance to it. I am not educated enough to be like, oh, of the 5 optional charts, this one is the correct one we need to use, and here's why. So I will continue to just lean on this for now, and if I ever get to that point, believe me, I'll be the first share, because I think point and figure is amazing, and I think Bruce Frazier is probably the best at it. But he's got like 30 years experience and can explain why he's doing it each way. And there's lots of the picture it like there's all these dials on a board, and you're messing with each individual dial to have a certain output. It's not, I'm telling you, it's not as easy, even though there's a drop down point and figure chart option right here. This is not what like Bruce Frazier would have. We need him as a regular dude. He said he would be. And then next thing you know, he put out a tweet. He's like, I'm retiring. I hope he's okay. I hope it's not a health issue or something. My love goes out to him, because I loved every time I had Bruce Frazier on. He was one of my favorite. I think he had fun being on too, but Yeah, big love to Bruce. I hope he's doing okay. I'm far too stupid to even understand point figure. When's the next Market Power Hour? Maybe Friday? Actually, yeah, probably maybe Friday. You know what? Hold on. Hold on, chat. Give me a second. Let me ask the boys. Let me ask him. Because I'm curious too. Yo, when do y'all want to do another Market Power Hour? Today. I'm gonna offer today or Friday. All right, got it. Can I spin the wheel? No, no, you can't. Friday works best for me, says Josh. Okay, so we'll plan on Friday. All right, we're gonna plan on Friday. He said he's AFK. I said buying bear rugs, no doubt. All right. Okay. By the way, I kind of want to jam to the song one more time. It's gonna mute my VOD. So, chat, I'm gonna tell you about the next thing, even better than Bitcoin, that I'm very excited to tell you about. I can't wait to tell you how much millions of dollars you're gonna make, which is why I'm gonna play Million Dollar Baby for 3 minutes. Dude, I'm vibing with this. You redeemed it? Pentaga. All right, let's do it. Okay, chat, we got a wheel spinner. Then we'll get back to charts. I hope you land on that. That is my favorite. All right, it's not weighted. There's nothing crazy. Okay, it's just like the spinny thing. Okay, here we go. Then we'll talk about Quad U and some of these others. $5. All right, my man. Be sure to send your Litecoin wallet address to Mr. Pantauga. And I got it. Dude, you're rich now. That's 5 Bitcoin. Hey, speaking of $5 Bitcoin, that reminded me of the olden days, like the beginning days. Did y'all see about Roger Ver? There's like a warrant for Roger Ver's arrest right now, and he was called Bitcoin Jesus back in the day. Like, he is the one. He bought there's some OGs in the Bitcoin space that they would sell like bread at Bitcoin conventions, and Roger would buy the bread for like 70 Bitcoin back when it was like pennies. He's already detained. Oh, I didn't see the like follow up to it, dude. I didn't know that. I just saw that there was like an international warrant or whatever it's called. Yeah, it's for like tax evasion and a few other things, dude. Yeah. So, funny thing about the hard fork. This is my little conspiracy theory. This is my conspiracy theory. I think the whole hard fork thing was a way for him to make more Bitcoin. I think he basically multiplied his Bitcoin amount by X dollars, hardened Bitcoin in the process. Because remember, whenever there was the fork, you have one chain that says Roger Ver has 1 million Bitcoin or whatever it was at the time. And then they go, okay, we're going to split the fork. And this fork over here is old Bitcoin. This one's new, like Bcash or whatever. And if you had 1 million Bitcoin on the old chain before the split, now you have 1 million of the new and 1 million of the old. So here's why I say that. Now, I know he did sell some Bitcoin for Bcash. You're right. But he had several interviews where they said, can you confirm you've sold all your Bitcoin for Bcash? And he goes, no, I don't think that's prudent. And he kind of went into it, and I was like, man, if you were as diehard as he wanted you to believe he was, he would have torched it. He would have lit it on fire and been like, see, yeah, look, and he would have shown wallet addresses. Look, you can look at the how I moved all my Bitcoin into Bcash. This is the new Bex thing. So I don't know. I think a lot of it was like kind of a marketing scam thing. Like he wanted you to believe it one thing and did another. All right, tinfoil hat off. He was so cringy screaming in interviews and stuff. Yeah, dude. I know. Quad you really quick. Really quick. Nothing crazy, but this is funny because this is where I re-added down here because I think this level is interesting on a macro time frame. So I'm long yet again from like 540, I think is where I got in. Yes, earlier in the week. Whatever it was down here. Now, what's also interesting is that as we find ourselves down here at support, you guys keep mental notes on this, okay? Keep mental tabs. If you go, hold on, let me find this tweet. Because this just popped up. I don't actively search uranium and quad U and stuff like that. I don't search any of that stuff. But let me show you what popped up literally like today or yesterday regarding uranium. It was something about a ban on Russian uranium, and that the market is now worried that the U.S. is considering a ban on Russian uranium. It has currently allowed temporary settlements, but is scheduled to ban all uranium from Russia. And then there was another headline that was like, it was like worrisome. It said investors worry that uranium prices could spike, leading to potential energy problems in the US. And I was like, now that is so funny. That is so funny that we're talking about that kind of stuff. Like, oh, there's worries about like a massive spike in uranium prices when you know we find ourselves right here on the macro chart. Whatever. I digress, but I just thought that was very funny. Biddy, I think it's worth talking about. Then we'll get back into Bitcoin specifically, but I just wanted to point this out really quick. So Biddy is inverse Bitcoin. This is the only real longs that I have right now. I'm long gold, silver, and Biddy. Biddy is inverse Bitcoin. It's like shorting Bitcoin. So if you want to say Jack shorted Bitcoin at the halving, then technically you're right. I don't like that. I don't want that to be like something I'm known for. But you know, currently on spot, we're up 25%, and that's okay. These are daily candles. If I drop it to even like a 4-hour, I mean, you can see what's going on within the structure here. This is a good looking chart. And this is the money that I put in here is basically what I closed a lot of my Bitcoin long positions. So it is sizable. And we're talking about a 25% jump almost immediately. Within a few weeks. So this is good for me, not for many other people. But this is how we use markets to our advantage. And I will put out, this is all NFA, right? But I will explain the way I'm thinking through these markets before I make my trades, so that anybody who wants to do their own thing or something similar, you are more than welcome to. Okay. This is all free content, so take it for what it's worth. But this kind of stuff can get really, really interesting really fast. So we are starting to go parabolic. And I absolutely think that a top on this stuff will correlate with two things. Obviously, Bitcoin, because this is just an inverted Bitcoin chart in a way, right? This is the same thing that Bitcoin, the same look that Bitcoin has. So I think Bitcoin is going to probably come to some level. Remember, I'm talking about that this liquidity level being run, but ultimately even potentially this liquidity level being run. And I think it would be interesting to see what happens, you know, as price gets up there. But so we'll watch on this. So number one, correlation Bitcoin, obviously. But number two, I think we're going to have a lot of correlation with other stuff as well. Like coin. Where's this going to go? I don't really know, but I think wherever it finds a pit stop and is able to find some footing, wherever we can say like, hey, you know what? Coin looks like it's consolidating at this level, whatever, like wherever that ends up being, I think that will correlate with a Bitcoin bottom and a Biddy top. GBTC, it's going to be the same conversation. Wherever we can point on the chart and be like, you know what? That looks like what a bottom looks like. This thing went up only. Now it's finally rolling over. and perhaps it comes down to like, you know, the 30 level and consolidates in here for a significant amount of time, call it 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months before breaking back out for more. I think something like, I think it's all going to interlink. I don't think you're going to get like where you have to just know life all the charts individually, and you really need a trading view. Like, you know how on trading view you can click this box and you can get like 400 little tiny things. You can do like this. This is like the 16 chart view. You can have all this stuff. I don't think you need that. I think all you need to focus on is Bitcoin. And as soon as you can build a potential bottom for Bitcoin, you look around. You look at all the corollary stuff. You look at GBTC. You look at the mining stocks. You look at MicroStrategy. You look at all that stuff. Jack, where is the Bitcoin yearly pivot? That is an excellent question. I would be happy to show you. The yearly pivot is at $36,000, which is right here. To me, if price finds its way down here, which I think there's an old saying, price may go to hell, but it's going to trade its way there. If you go back and you look at bear markets and stuff, like it's easy to be like, oh yeah, price went from $68,000 and it went to 17. Bro, that is over a year of downtrend. It did not just go from $68,000 down to 17, and you know, in this particular downtrend, it later goes a little bit lower, right? Even, but I'm just saying, like this little downtrend, it had to trade its way there. There was a reaction. There was a consolidation period. There was a breakup, a break back down, the new consolidation period. These are days. Okay, this is like 2 weeks of sideways, one big day of downtrend. Big buyback. I lost friends in this moment. I'm telling you, this is real. I lost friends who said that this was the bottom. When it broke up, they said, okay, now that's not the bottom. This is definitely the bottom. Even though price was drifting in a bear flaggish way, in a redistributionary way, and because what they kept showing was that like downtrend after downtrend after downtrend was breaking. And if that's all you're focused on, which is kind of, that's weak TA, but it tastes good to the people that want that, you know what I mean? Like to the people who are down bad, or they're really just praying for an uptrend. They love that kind of stuff. Oh, we got like all it takes, imagine like say we're back in here. This is the chart. We just came down from the all-time high. All you have to do, you draw a line from here to here and you go bear market correct, or we're still in a bull market. Corrections of 50% are some of the best things you can see for everything to reset. We've done that. And ever since doing that, we've broken not only one, not only two, but 3 downtrends. Next thing you know, sky's the limit. Oh, you know, rocket emojis. This is all you need. Buy Bitcoin. Manifest greatness. Whatever. I don't know what all they say because I can't even stomach it. And then next thing you know, look where price goes on to. And you want to tell me those guys are not just like bragging that they were, I told you so. I told you this was. Anyway, in hindsight, obviously that's not what happened. And it goes on to make an entire new leg down. So the punchline here is, even if we're right on the direction of what's to come, we don't know the timing. We don't know if there's going to be consolidation along the way. But what I do know is that the pivot and anywhere near it tends to act as macro support. So anytime price is anywhere close to the pivot, you know, give or take 2-3%, I'm going to take it very serious, especially if we start being able to go, well, that's interesting. That looks a lot like proper reaccumulation. That's the kind of stuff we want to see if we do find our way all the way back down here. Because I think there is an argument to be made that this kind of 38 level could be kind of like what happened over here, where it just hovers a little bit above, just a little bit above the pivot itself. There is a trend line that could call for something similar. I don't know. So we got to just wait and see what happens. Are we going to come down? Is 50 enough? Are we going to consolidate at 50 and then moonshot? Are we going to consolidate at 50 in sort of like a bear flag way? Are we going to do some sort of V recovery? Psych, you thought this is actually inverted head and shoulders. Are we going to do like a falling wedge kind of thing all the way down to this level, break up, consolidate some more? Oh, you know what? This actually went from a falling wedge into a Adam and Eve, into a whatever. Like, so the punchline is, you don't know what this, if wherever this bottoms, you don't know what it looks like. You know. Make your peace with that. You don't know where it's going to end. Even though we were able to see all this coming, even though we were able this early on, what is this, March 14th, even though all the way back here, our crystal ball said, hey, this is probably going down and it's probably going to be ugly, right? Which was the whole reason we started with these rules. The whole reason we had these rules of like, hey, our target is 50 to 36K. The uptrend momentum is done. New accumulation period is now required for further upside. Rallies are for selling. Invalidation occurs above 71. Like that is why we did all that stuff. Because that is how serious, like, and I tried to get these rules out in front of everybody on Twitter anyway. We talked about them all the time, but I realized the Twitter world is kind of separate from the stream world. So we put these rules in place upon the breakdown of the LPSY, because that is the most intelligent place to do it, right? Capo is right. Come on, bro. Actually, side note, Capo called for a new high. He thought we were going to break up and break this high, which is not, accurate, but he did say he was bearish. So if you want to give him that, anyway, these rules are what are very important to us, and we got to stick to it. These are the rules I operate on. Once I see a particular setup, I view it very black and white. I have a decision tree and I just trade according to the decision tree. And then I go about my life and I raise my kids and I, carpool the family friends around and we go see a movie and whatever. Like I don't give an extra thought to this stuff. I make the trade, I go on my life, because that is how much confidence I have in this particular system. But that was earned. That's not overnight, right? Like you got to be doing this for years before you get to that point. And now here we are, and this is the kind of the updated view to it all. So even though however many weeks ago this was, 6 weeks ago, we were talking about this thing happening, the thing we're looking at in real time. Even though we had that kind of foresight to it all, and we knew to kind of like get out of the way and sell any sort of retest of the highs, we don't know where it's going. We don't know where the bottom's going to be. And we don't know how long it's going to spend there. So we don't know if it's going to consolidate in a box or an inverted head and shoulders or a falling wedge or a this or that, whatever. We don't know. And that is why we will continue to watch the charts and keep up with it 3 times a week for now. I may be starting kind of a cool new business though. And that would affect my streaming schedule for a little bit, I think. I may have to like change times up or something. I don't know. Well, we'll see. But there's some kind of cool stuff I may be working on. By the way, I'm gonna throw a little big booty mix on in the background. All right, questions. What do we got, chat? What are your questions? What do you not understand? What are your hopes and fears? What are your dreams? Jack finally opening that dispensary. That's kind of hard to do in Texas, bro. A shawarma place? Dude, I would. I love shawarmas and spicy food and Indian food. I love all that stuff. What do you think about BKNG? That chat, that wasn't on my bingo card. BKNG. I thought that was Burger King, bro. Oh my gosh. I'm having to find stuff on the weekly. Let me slow it down. Let me go to like the daily. What are we looking at on the daily? What is this? Like, what is the asset that the company is working with or whatever? Travel companies? I mean, it's going parabolic on a log chart, dude. There's not much I can give you here. Obviously, there's some low time frame-ish stuff. This is since this is like for the calendar year 2024. If you want to trade that, great. You want to trade that, great. But it's not anything really that I have a huge amount of confidence in. Maybe some moving average stuff or Bollinger Band stuff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't have much to offer you. People can afford travel in 2024. That's kind of where I was at. Like, who's traveling right now? Everybody I talk to is like, man, groceries are so expensive. They're not like, I can't wait to travel more. Jack, I don't know if you answered, but what exchange are you placing bids on? Right now, the majority of my stuff is focused on Coinbase. Although I tend to keep funds on all exchanges. But I'm a little bit nervous about some stuff that I'm seeing. Between I got some messages from like Bybit. I had an account with BingX and they sent me a message. There's just some weird stuff in the air. So I primarily am focused on Coinbase right now. Not bad if you already have a property. Well, I mean, sure, but what percent of the population is that? Like multiple property people. Where are you shorting Bitcoin? The only Bitcoin short I have going on right now is long BITI, which is an inverse Bitcoin. I'm not shorting on an exchange anywhere. Is it too late to get into BITI? It's Howerton. Man, that I don't know. It comes down to what Bitcoin does, honestly. There's two scenarios, and I don't know which is going to happen, okay? So this is like honest answer. I don't know. Option A, there's a consolidationary like retest before the swan dive. Option B is it just swan dives. If there is this sort of retest, BITI will likely give you a nice little, retest as well. It'll be something very similar, and then you get like a, 10% better entry. Or it's just like full send. So kind of up to you. I don't know. I wish I had more to offer on that, but I don't. Do you have derivatives access in Coinbase? I think I do. And I say I think because I don't trade derivatives. I don't like that style of trading. I'm more of a spot only guy. I will get into derivatives as I get more and more confident in what I'm doing. But I'm trying to snowball a finite amount into a much greater amount, and I'm trying to do it in a way that is lower risk. And I have traded directionally. I was right on derivatives, but because of premiums and decay, I end up losing money on it, and that is very frustrating for me. So I'm not a derivatives expert, and I don't care enough to like pour a lot of time into it quite yet. And I've been good enough with what I've done, so if it ain't broke kind of thing. Gotta just buy now, buy lower on the retest, etc. Says Twin. Okay, maybe, yeah. When tracking down Wyckoff distribution patterns, is there a bare minimum time for it to be valid? I would say that as far as timing goes, the higher the time frame, the more confidence you have in it. That's probably a better way to put it. Like there could be a 5-minute accumulation range formed right here, and then all it takes is like 1 giga whale. As price starts drifting back up, 1 giga whale overcomes all the work that the 5-minute candles did and just nukes it into oblivion. So it's the higher time frame is what you want to see, which is why when you see, like, let's measure how much time we actually spent in the distribution range. So from start to finish, we are in here 2 months. Okay. 2 whole months. So to me, that says we need at least 2 months of accumulation at some level, at whatever the bottom ends up being. We're going to need at least 2 months time spent at that level before breaking back up. So typically these things take years, but in the middle of a trend, right with where we are with the halving, right? Because the halving occurred smack in the middle of distribution. I don't think that this is going to be like a multi-year thing, although it could be, right? Nobody wants to hear that. It could be. Like there is a non-zero chance that this distribution is our cycle top. I am not prepared to put that on a tweet. And I already got enough hate for talking about, hey, this may pull back a little bit, right? So I'm smart enough to know what's coming for me if I start talking about, hey, this could be a cycle top. But that's the reality, and I'll share that with just you, with the family here, that there's a chance this could be a cycle top. You have to be prepared for that scenario, which is why we're not just going to all in gigapunt long any little sell-off candle. We are going to wait for the market to provide the structure that is needed to form a bottom. The market does not need us to have faith in it. We need the market to prove to us what's coming next. The market needs to build a floor. It is not up to like you, Mr. Retail guy with $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever. You are not going to stop one of the largest assets on earth from free falling, from cascading down. This was I actually, I worked with a lot of finance companies back in 2020, 2021, and parts of 2022. And one of the things these guys did not like, including some banks, the things I consulted for them, and we would talk about charts occasionally, and their chart would look something like this. Their chart would be like that. And you could kind of zoom in and you'd be like, hey, that's like pretty clear distribution. And maybe this uptrend was for like a year to 2 years, and the distribution thing was a few months, and now it's starting to do that. And it goes on to do like, move like that, consolidate, and then make the next leg up, right? Like that's the crystal ball if you could see in the future. But at the time, we're like, go back in time and we're at this moment. And a lot of these guys believed, it's kind of this boomer, not boomer's not fair, but there's kind of a generation that doesn't quite grasp how the stock market works. And they believed that if they enacted a buyback strategy, that would stop any sort of downtrend and everything would go up again. And this was a very common conversation that would come up. And I talked to lots of different business owners and finance guys who invested in lots of different things. And like, they would sit on multiple boards and they would be like, well, I'm encouraging all my boards to start buybacks. And you're like, well, you're not going to stop any. The market is what decides what's happening. The best thing you can do is try to understand what the market is doing and where the market's headed. You throwing an extra $10,000 to stop a downtrend or whatever, or even if it's millions, it doesn't matter. Depending on if you're on the NASDAQ and you're throwing like $1 million to stem the downtrend or something, it's not going to stop it. So anyway, this is part of like where my background and history for all this stuff is, that I have seen in real time people trying to kind of manifest a bottom, and there's more hopium than anything. It's not calculated. There's nothing really more to it than that. And so hopefully you guys are not stuck in that camp. What are the chances that this is actually a cycle top? I mean, based on only the chart, 5%. 5%. Time changes that. Consolidation changes that. Imagine we come down here, we consolidate. And then we start to break down. And now you're starting to talk like, oh, well, that's kind of ugly. Although, I'm gonna go back on that a little bit. I think it would be very interesting and very fitting. Imagine if we do some stuff and we find ourselves down here, we get a reaction, and then we come back down. And next thing we know, we're just kind of consolidating. And cue all this is definitely going lower. This is a head and shoulders. What if that's actually the bottom? I think that would provide enough of a liquidity event, especially with like a fake breakdown that reverses. I think something like that would be very interesting. If we got some sort of like, oh, now I see it. Like all the guys that are still bullish up here that are like, this is reaccumulation. All those guys, once they're finally upset and angry and being like, this is definitely going down and never should have got involved. Like that's about the time we get this candle. What's your opinion on layer 2? I don't keep up with all the latest and greatest, so I have no opinion. I don't think it matters for charts. Josh says he's spending all his gains at Whole Foods right now. Just FYI, guys. All his shorts. Can you please rename yourself to Bitcoin Streamer Dumper? Bro, come on, dude. Buybacks are the worst way to invest in your company. It's only good for short-term holders while killing the company long-term. Dude, I am a big believer in that. The companies that I run going forward will never have buybacks. Guaranteed. 100 million%, it ain't happening. Looks like a manifestation stream. All right, calm down. Cap that. Do alts pump during this, or do they dump the same? They always dump. So Bitcoin, this is a rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing. Every time that Bitcoin leaves distribution, everything cascades with it. So I can show you some real-time examples because I think it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting topic. So let's go back to like when Bitcoin left this 61,000 and fell to 30, right? So this was after the big uptrend from 10K to 60K. And over here on the bottom, let's throw up, I don't know, like Litecoin, I guess. And we go back to March 2021. All right, so you'll notice that this is a trend as well. We talk about this all the time. In distribution at the LPSY, which in this case was here. Remember, we had an LPSY ourselves, but during the LPSY, that tends to be where alts max out and then they give it all back. So that was the last hurrah. And what I speculate is happening is like people are closing their Bitcoin longs. They're deploying that capital into stuff that is illiquid. So, you know, for example, in here, that would be Litecoin. And then they sell their illiquid coins for even more. So like, say they made a 6X on Bitcoin. They then like deployed that into Litecoin and went from 200 to 400. They doubled it. So their 6X money from Bitcoin going from 10K to 60K is now doubled again. So now they're 12X up and then they sell it all. So, and they get out, you know, a 10 to 12X after slippage and fees and stuff. So that's a win. That's a W for whoever was doing that. And they could not have done that extra little move without having forced it into an altcoin. So let's look at Ethereum. We'll put Ethereum on the bottom. We'll do kind of the same thing. Let's go back to this range. Where did Ethereum top out? Well, it was the exact same thing. It was during the LPSY. That was the Pico top of Ethereum, over $4,000. Next thing you know, it all sells off. Price drops from 4,000 down to 1,700. I still have very angry tweets from Adam Cochran, the Twitter guy, where I talked about, hey, if this is distribution, I think Ethereum's going to pull back pretty hard as well. Here's some targets, 2,000. And he was very angry at me. And he was like, if it falls back there, first off, it never will. And if it does, I'll buy all of it. And so it was pretty funny. Next thing you know, it's just drifting here at like $2,000 for a year almost. Or I mean for 6 months. But anyway, so all that being said, this is a very common thing. Whenever you identify distribution, always watch for LPSY because that tends to be where the alts moon. And on the other side of that, it is almost always pain. So even on this second uptrend, which here is the second distributionary top, with the little nested rising wedge that ends up falling and cascading. And then here's the big sell-off. From this point on, this was down only TTV. Price fell from 4,800, 5,000 at the time, whatever it was. And again, falls back to 2,000 and then later below $1,000. So this was the proper bear market. I still think in terms of like where we likely are, like a proper bear market or a bull market correction, which is, what I could consider that a bull market correction, even though it was still distribution check and then followed by accumulation check. So those two events still happen. But I still think something like this is more likely, maybe not exactly like that. Like it probably won't look identical to that, but I still think that is more likely than say the second one we got, which was an actual Pico top followed by a really nasty bear market all the way down to, from 68,000 all the way down to 15. I do still think we're going to have bear markets. Sorry, hot take. I think there are going to be bear markets in the future. But if I had to guess, and again, these odds change based off price action every week, but I would suspect with the halving occurred like right here, right? Like we just had the halving, and history teaches us that the majority of time, the Pico top is not for like a year and a half or so after the halving. So I think there's still plenty of time for a big nasty pullback to some level, and then gig ascend it to over 100K or whatever. I think that makes more sense. Silver, thanks for the sub, buddy. Thanks for everything. How can I identify consolidation in the next year? Is there any minimum amount of time to it? I would say the only advice I have for consolidation is give it time. Give it time. As soon as you think you have it, there's 1,000,005 fake outs. Like, let's go back to this, what this bottom looked like. Look at all these downtrend breaks. Like anybody who was following this stuff, they're like, oh, that's a break, that's a break, that's a break, that's a break. And every time it broke out, it came back down. So the market has to, number one, spend a lot of time at the lows. So in the grand scheme of things, that's what's happening here, is that there's a lot of sellers at a level and they're pushing this thing down. There's fake breakouts pushed down, fake breakout pushed down, and it's getting lower and lower and lower. And everybody's stops are getting blown out. And eventually, only after a significant amount of time and pain, this whole thing was pain, do we get a breakout that leads to a nice new bull run. Just like what happened before, we consolidated at 6K forever. So Bitcoin had run to 20K, consolidated at 6K, broke down to 3K, and it spent, I don't remember how long that was, like 8 months or something sideways. It's from, what is this? November to, when does it finally break out? April, November to April. Yeah. So like 6 months. And only then did we finally get our bull market or bear market bottom, leading to an uptrend, right? So I think that was 8 months. This one over here was 8 months or something like that as well. Even this little corrective moment right here, this was like 90 days, wasn't it? From start to finish, 65 days. So 2 months. So if I had to say, is there a minimum time the market typically shows? I would say the data would suggest that like an average typical time is 2 months. Average typical time being 2 months. Perhaps this time's different. I don't know. Which are the main accounts selling? Do you manage information about which accounts are moving? Are they new, old? Perk, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to. What are the main accounts selling? I don't know what you mean by that. Good to keep in mind staying patient. Yeah, that's it. You just stay patient. Patience is a virtue when it comes to this stuff. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of these guys like, oh, well, I know that trend broke, and I know that trend broke, but I found this trend. Somebody tagged me on this tweet. He goes, look, everything's okay. I was like, bro, come on. Come on. You gonna give me the 4 pixel touch trend line? I mean, what are we talking about? Like this is enough to stave off the bear market? Give me a break.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
I don't know. We'll see. All I know is that distribution has confirmed. Again. Wowie, what's up, dude? But what if? Chinga, yeah, but I know all that, Jack, but what if? Lines and drawing lines. Yep. I'll buy that for $1. All right. What else we got? Chat. Questions. I listened to you and I deployed cash to buy alts at 62K, and now they're at the same level I bought them at. Lol. That's funny, dude. On low time frame, do you see a retest of 53 or 62 before another dump, possibly? Maybe. I don't have enough information. It's 50-50. If you go back and you look at like what happens after a breakdown, It is literally 50-50 whether you come up. I think it'd be fitting. I think it would make sense to come up to like 59.2 or whatever this is. I think that would make a lot of sense, but I don't have a lot of confidence in that. Here are some things working against you. If your team like, oh, this is just a this is reaccumulation, and that we're in like the spring of reaccumulation, and Jack, you're stupid, and you know all that, which there's plenty of those people out there. Here's what's working against you. If I turn on volume, actually, let's do it like that. If I turn on volume, this does not tell me that the pain is done. This does not look like capitulation. It doesn't even look like apathy. So I want to see either apathy, which is like the volume is as low as I've ever seen, basically, or I want to see like big, scary capitulatory sell-off. So let's go back and let's look at a few of these others. This was the 60K to 30K sell-off. And look at this volume bar. Holy crap. That marked the bottom. That was literally the bottom. That is awesome. But look at leading up to that candle. There was a couple daily candles down here that were just nothing burgers, right? It was like those two that I've kind of encompassed before the big boy. To me, the vibe I'm getting is that. That's absolutely what I'm thinking. Also, the follow-up one, right? Like the second one, remember there was like kind of two brother sister distributionary events over here. Even that one had a big sell-off, and that marked kind of an interim bottom, and then for a couple weeks it ranged. But if we come back over and we look at where we are today, this is not, it is nothing noteworthy. So it's not noteworthy because it's low, it's not noteworthy because it's high. And I would say the best thing you could see right here is a crazy high volume sell-off, like one of the highest we've seen in a long time, in years, maybe like a couple years, that really didn't go anywhere. And next thing you know, it's drifted back into the range. I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. But we don't, unfortunately. So because of that, I don't have an edge to say if we're drifting up, or if it's just going to like go sideways and then down, or drift, continue to bleed out as margin long positions are liquidated. Because what exchanges will do is they'll liquidate these positions kind of over time so that they don't overwhelm everything. And it's just this downward pressure, along with spot trades being closed manually and people selling, and ETFs rebalancing so they sell and all that kind of stuff. Jack, what are your thoughts on BITI despite distribution hesitant due to the daily rebalancing and et cetera? Well, I don't blame you, but I am long BITI from these lows. I think just like distribution for Bitcoin gives you an opportunity to close out at the range highs, I think I traded this the same way, that I wanted to be long from range lows, and then I can just kind of be patient. So that's where I'm at. If Bitcoin does pull back to retest, you'll get something like that, and then you can, that would be probably your most optimum entry point. But again, I don't have any data to suggest it will or won't. If Bitcoin just descends, just swan dives, then absolutely, it's just going to go up. Based on the macro conditions, for me, it seems hard to avoid further correction. Yeah, Spar, I agree with you, bud. We have FOMC this afternoon. That should give you your capitulation, I guess. Dude, you know what I've been hearing on the street, because I keep my ear to the ground in the traditional market space, is everybody expects rates to drop. So max pain for me is more sideways on these rates, or even an increase. For the first time ever, Jay Powell and some of his folks were saying in some candid conversations, this was not part of like their decision making, but they said, hey, if inflation is worse, if we can't get it under control, we may have to raise rates like one more time. Dude, that would be great. Imagine the market with something like that. That would be nuts. But yeah, we'll find out today. FOMC later today. It will be nuts. I think we aren't going to see a rise until a year from now, says Destiny. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to like pigeonhole myself into a time. Especially, remember, here's big picture. We're only like a week or two past the halving. So I am all for some kind of corrective event occurring, because that's happened many a time right on the other side of a halving. So let's just celebrate that we made it this far, and we predicted accurately that this thing would happen, that what we're talking about is happening. Let's not take it so far that we know exactly what's going to happen beyond this. We don't. So we need to know, we've got to keep our eye on the prize, and and keep humble with these markets. These markets will humble you in a heartbeat. All we know is what the market has told us. And the market has told us this is a top. It does not give us more than that. Now, distribution does have a measured move. Okay, so we can cover that. The measured move for distribution is the range low to range high. So if we go the range high, this is just quick napkin math. This is not like the proper way of doing point and figure and all that. But napkin math says we should come down to like 45K. Based off of this price action, we should see 45K. That is the measured move. I think it would be very interesting if we broke a little bit lower, but then spent a lot of time at 45K, and that ended up being some sort of, midline or interim level. It ended up being like the kind of the average of where a lot of consolidation took us. But at the same time, it actually comes down and blows out a lot of stops. It touches the yearly pivot or close. Something like this would make a lot of sense to me. But just because it makes sense doesn't mean that like I am trading according to that, or I like have my bid set at a certain level. I don't. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. Can't wait for all the fireworks. Absolutely, dude. What kind of news do you see coming that will aid or be blamed for the narrative? I think the fighting in the Middle East is a good candidate. I think there's like a lot of instability in the U.S. right now. There's riots on campuses and headlines of anti-Semitism and whatever. There's all this like crazy stuff, which really is nothing. Like if you really think about it, that has nothing to do with charts, but it is weakness. We missed on these jobs, which I think a lot of that data is fake anyway. Like for example, it was revealed that a lot of the jobs data, where it'll be like whoever the current administration is, today it's Biden, tomorrow it's a Republican, whatever. Like whoever the current administration is, they always try to bend stuff in their favor. And one of the ways that I've seen recent data bent is they'll say the jobs count now includes part-time and full-time. So if you have to work two jobs, that's okay. It counts as, it counts in the jobs as if like that's a normal thing. Oh yeah, everybody's got a part-time job and a full-time job to make ends meet. It's like, no, that wasn't the norm. Like that's not how it used to be. But there's a lot of data that's been played with and gamed with. And even so, there was some misses recently that could pull down traditional markets. And then it's easy for the crypto and traditional crowd to be like, oh, well, traditional markets are failing. Then that's definitely going to pull the crypto market down. There's ETF outflows. People are blaming, oh, well, the ETF outflows. The Hong Kong thing, the Hong Kong ETF, a lot of people wanted me to be super bullish because there's a Hong Kong ETF. And I was like, guys, it doesn't matter. There's been ETFs of a million things. Those things aren't up only, right? That doesn't, just because you get an ETF doesn't mean like all your worries are done. You get Lambos now. That's not how it works. Japan yen. Yeah, that's exactly right. Jack, have you looked at all the 2023 price action in channel and standing it out to now? It's retesting, maybe re-enter the channel. All of 2023 price action. If it was all in a channel, I mean, I've never looked at it that way. I don't think I don't think we can make a strong case for that, to be honest. Especially because we're looking at log and all that. And plus I'm team horizontal all day. Right? Like I'm going to look for horizontals that make a lot of sense. Channels are good. There's time where channels are good, but man, it better be clean. I don't think that really fit the bill, to be honest. Alt Bitcoin pairs holding up well in this dump. Maybe we get some mean reversion on alts. I mean, maybe. Or somebody's hoping for that. You got to kind of read the room too. Who wants a mean reversion right here? Is it people stuck underwater? Is it people like just very like purely neutral and they're trying to make a trade? Because what I hear a lot of people talking about, it's like the underwater crowd. And they're like, surely my thing is going to go back up, right? It's like, well, maybe. But maybe not. And you better be ready for that. These look terrible. These look absolutely horrible, no matter how you're slicing it up. These all look like they're prepped for a new leg down. That's my read on this stuff. If you love SHIB, you're going to love SHIB at whatever this level is, 50% lower. Bias check. Invert the chart. I would say if that breaks, you're going all the way back up. You're going to retrace that whole thing. If this was an inverted chart. If it breaks down, then yeah, okay, now you're talking. But that's, you just spent all that time here. You got a little reactionary rally. You better be careful. You better be careful here. Let's look at some inverted charts. If this was an inverted, this is whip. If this was an inverted head and shoulders, would that would probably stick, huh? Like you would like that. Floki, just consolidating. I don't really see it one way or another. Bonk inverted. Kind of goofy. I'll admit, the bonk thing. It's not super clean. Is it a channel too? Channel fits pretty nice here. Downward channel, whatever you call it. Keep an eye on bonk. Ripple. Litecoin, Sol. Sol is nasty. Sol's a bad one. There's going to be a lot of pain with Sol. This is like best case. I was telling the Sol guys last stream. But big sell-off, rally. Now we're all the way back to the lows. We just made a new low and we're consolidating. Bitcoin keeps on going down. Then yeah, we're absolutely going to come to here. Any sort of reaction would just be a nasty head and shoulders, probably. That could actually be bottom. I think something like this would be a really nice bottom in this environment. If it goes on to like break up. So there's a lot of trickery in these markets. And this would be a head and shoulder from $75 to over 200. It's hard to be like, oh yeah, that's the target for a head and shoulders. Like the target for that, let's check it. It's pretty wild. It's like sub 50. And I guess that could happen, but that's a lot of pain. That's a 75% pullback all in all. So we just, all we know is keep our eye on it. Perk said, because he said something earlier about, can you show big wallets selling or big accounts selling, something like that. What I'm pointing out is related with the concentration of the custody of Bitcoin. Are new accounts moving more volume than old ones in later time frames? Do you manage this information? That does not apply to my analysis, although I'm sure it could correlate very nicely if you overlaid it. If you check a market power hour, we record all the videos. Check I think the last one we did. Carpe Noctem, Josh Olszewicz, he goes into hodl waves and stuff like that. And it is like the percentage of people who have held coins for 6 months and then a year and then over a year and then over 2 years, that kind of thing. And there's color coordinations and it shows you, are they moving? Are they selling? Are they taking profit, etc. All that kind of stuff. So I think that may be kind of what you're looking for, but it's not stuff that matters to me. All I need is some lines and charts, and I outperform most. A lot of people asking for vet. Okay, guys. We'll check out vet. Fell short of where I thought it would go. I really thought it would make it up to like the 8 cent level. It's funny to me that a lot of the alt, like the alt maxi crowd, is like, everything's fine. Alts are holding up really well. They're now 40% from their highs. Like, I can just gonna go across the board. I'm just clicking random things. This one's 50. This one's 50. Whatever Tau is. It's down 56.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
Chat, we nailed it. Josh's holder waves.
Talk about some on-chain stuff, so why not? Sure. We haven't talked about that in a minute. I think one way to look at this is, what are the all-time highs and what are the cycle lows again? You know, where were the halving expectations based on where we were with each of these on-chain metrics? This is realized cap hodl waves. This is looking at when coins were last moved on-chain, and then it gives them an age based on how long they haven't moved for, basically. You know, like the unhodling metric, effectively. If we look at previous
I'm putting this in the chat
relative to where we are now on the realized cap. So the hot colors represent
I'm gonna
low
put my
time
face
frame
away
churn
for a
of
second.
on-chain activity, basically. In the last halving period, we were about here. It's certainly a little hotter than it was last halving period. I think that's to be expected based on all-time highs. Anytime you start pushing all-time highs, new unholders appear, aka people start selling. You know, that's what we've always seen. Look at each all-time high period. You get more and more sellers, but as long as we get more and more buyers, right, it cancels it out and we keep going. Eventually, this reaches a tipping point where you have more sellers and buyers, and that's it, right? So one thing to watch for going forward, how many times can this metric reset post-halving? It's already sort of resetting. It's cooling down a lot. The people that have wanted to sell, who are sort of regretful at the previous two all-time highs at this level, have probably sold at this point, if I had to guess. They've had plenty of time to do that. So I think we're going to see this metric calm down quite a bit. But what we don't want to see in this cycle quickly is a bunch of people come to the table at like 70K or something again and sell, or 80K, whatever it is. We need people to keep holding into the Ponzi, right? if we want this to keep going up. So far so good as far as that metric.
Sorry. Okay. Let me back up. I realized that I was still muted. I blew my nose during the Josh segment. So let me reverse back on that. So I don't love necessarily the hodl wave stuff because it's a little bit hindsighty. It's a little bit like you're fitting it to whatever your bias is one way or another. Because these are big swaths of information. Like these are multi-month, multi-year periods of time. It's very hard to know what's going on. Pro streamer. All right, calm down. Whereas when it comes to like the Wyckoff side of things, you knew the instant you could identify Wyckoff, you knew, okay, range low is next target. After that, range high is next target. After that, there's going to be this kind of like slow drift in some form. We don't know what it'll look like. Ends up looking like this, but we just knew to look for something like that. After that, there will be a drop. After that, there will be a reaction. After that, there will be a break of the range. After that, there will, like, you know, every step before it comes. So the stuff like news events and there's some kind of like loosey-goosey trendy stuff like hodl waves. I think they're useful to look back. They're interesting. They're fun to look at. I don't know that it gives you anywhere close to the clarity or like future visibility, like clarity of a crystal ball as anything like Wyckoff. I think Wyckoff stands apart. I'll die on that hill. I think it is the best thing you could possibly see. It gives you the earliest warning. It gives you a multi-step heads up of what to expect next, and then you can act accordingly if you're willing to. If you have the mental, like emotional intelligence, they call it, the ability to set your own emotions aside and do what's right based on the information you have, whether that's like, morals or when it comes to trading. So it's not easy. But if you can learn it, it's a skill, it's a discipline. A lot of people these days, they're not looking for new things to get discipline on, though. I think you guys can vouch for that. Everyone wants that easy button. So all that being said, if Bitcoin does make the infamous teleport, like today or tomorrow, which I still think is going to happen, then you could kiss your alts goodbye. Whatever alt has been holding up, and you're like, hey, that thing's treading water pretty good. GG. GG. That's all I have to say. Gold. Gold is kind of interesting because I couldn't really get my arms around what was actually happening, and now I think I have. I think it's in a falling wedge. So gold has impulsed up, and it's made these series of, so it made like a low, a lower low, a lower low, and it keeps doing these little reactions. I couldn't get my arms around it. I think this is what's happening. I think it's going to eventually have some sort of big breakout and probably make another leg up. I'm not saying that as some sort of bias. I have some gold longs, but I don't really care one way or another. It's a very slow moving asset. I think my longs are from down in here, so it's not like I'm underwater and hoping that. Silver is kind of interesting too. It's up at these range highs. It's consolidating after making these lows. SILJ is specifically what I'm looking at. It's a gold miner, but I think if gold breaks out, then this likely will as well. There's kind of a number of like little downtrends. I don't know how that got all moved over, but there's a number of downtrends that have been broken, and then it ran the lows before rallying up here. So I think if when gold breaks up, then I think silver will go with it, and BITI as well. Unfortunately, I think they're all they're all correlated. Sandlot quote, kiss it goodbye. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be like that. Chainlink. Shout out to the Chainlink homies. This is best case scenario for Chainlink. Something like that. Consolidating below the range though for silver. That's fair. It's a fair point. I think that if you're looking for a long on silver, the better trade is to wait for a breakout above this range and then buy the breakout. Maybe you set like a market stop or something like that. I think that makes more sense than buying below resistance. This is resistance. This is support. I think buying below resistance is a low percentage play. Like for me, I am long after this breakup. So I thought that this looked really interesting thanks to Schmitty and Josh. Actually, I think I'm somewhere in there. So I like what I've seen so far. I'm not worried enough to sell per se, but I agree. I think this is a good time to just wait and see what happens next. If this is doing the falling wedge thing like the gold is doing, then it could easily do something like that next. But time will tell. S&P all the way back to 500. This is not what bullish consolidation looks like. This is like textbook bearish consolidation. This is a bear flag all day. I think next stop is a breakdown. Perhaps one more rally if it can do it, if it can pull it up. But I really don't expect it. I think we're gonna find ourselves below this trade range. So what could happen literally today to make gold break up, to make Bitcoin break down, to make silver break up, to make the S&P break down? I think it may have something to do with this this FOMC. Like maybe the market is telling us that there's something big that's going to happen. I don't know. There's nothing. All I see is like I'm reading the weather. I'm just the weatherman. I'm a glorified weatherman. And the weather says it's stormy and it's probably about to rain. It's probably about to rain pretty good. And why that is, I could not tell you. Now, here's the other thing too. A lot of times the weakness in a chart like this is right here. This is where the chart got weak. And then what you'll get is some Spartan kick of like a news event. Like, the Fed raises interest rates again. Or whatever, like pick your scary headline. I don't know. But there'll be some sort of news event catalyst that Spartan kicks it down. People will blame that news event for the whole thing as though like that's why we're down 10% or whatever if we find ourselves down here. If that's why we're down 10%. Not all this selling, not the fact that there was a clear change in character, through this entire move up. That price was ping-ponging along this trend before breaking back down. There's some consolidation. I think the best thing the S&P can get, here's best case scenario. Best case scenario is that it comes down, breaks the low, comes back, consolidates above the midline. Off we go. Like Next thing, you know, we're just gonna go up. Felipe, I'm good, man. How are you doing? So anyway, those are my 2 cents. Is what I think. Did I just hear Jack use news events to justify chart behavior? No way. All right, calm down. There's always, like, they can be stupid news events though. I remember my favorite one was, it was Bitcoin. Turn it back on log. I think it was back. Was it here or back here? I can't remember, but it was like Elon sells Bitcoin, and that was what was blamed for like a big. Oh, it was that actually, wasn't it? When did that sell off? Right there. We were talking about how for a long time we talked about, hey, this is within the world of Wyckoff. This is an LPSY. You need to be very careful. This almost always leads to a new downtrend and a substantial drop in percentage. This is pretty nasty. All that kind of stuff. And next thing you know, there's this headline. It's like, oh my goodness, Elon Musk sold his like 30 Bitcoin that he owns. This is crazy. And I was getting all these messages from my friend group like, did you see that Elon sold Bitcoin? It's like, dude, who cares what Elon Musk did? This asset just ran from $4,000 to 60. You think what homie did with his like $1 million of a $1 billion asset? Like, do you think that really, come on. Is that really what we think? It's the Elon news is what made us go. That doesn't matter, dude. Like this and the whale wallets we watched and all that stuff, that is what matters. That's what matters. The work was put in on this rising wedge breaking down. The work was when the humongous, gigantic corporations and entities are selling up in here while retail's buying. That's what matters. Not that Elon Musk sold his 30 Bitcoin or whatever. I don't know if it was 30. I don't know what it was. That was kind of funny. PayPal just recently broke out of a falling wedge. Let's check it. I have PayPal longs. Yeah. To me, it kind of looks like the chart is morphing. You know, it's like changing. Which is interesting. Why did all this get like changed, moved? That's kind of nasty though, huh? That big breakout and the pullback. Whatever all this is, it's pretty ugly. This looked fine up until the breakout and pullback. That is not so fine. That does not look so great. Jack, your X image looks like Morgan Freeman from Half-Life. Do I? Dude, I think that was my first computer game. Gordon Freeman. Yeah, I was like, wait, Morgan Freeman. Gordon Freeman, yeah. Got my wrench. I loved that game, by the way. How you had to use your brain and solve the puzzles and all that. Just noticing the bear mask. I said, once we break and close candles, high time frame candles below the range, confirming distribution, the bear mask goes up. And here it is. So, chat, we've been live like 4 hours or 2 hours, sorry. I think we're gonna probably wrap up here and play a new game. Gray Zone Warfare. Unless you guys have any questions. You got questions, fire them at me and I will answer them. And then we'll wrap it up. You think Bitcoin will go down to 52K? Cool. I just realized like my chat window thing is outside of the, there we go. I fixed it for you. Get down, girl, go ahead, get down. Where are your apocalypse level long bids active? 36K. Thank you, Jackman. Huge thank you. You bet, dude. Is there a way to correlate Bitcoin price drop with iBit, not Biddy? I have a lot of cash sidelined. I want a good entry. iBit. No, I mean it's kind of the same thing as Bitcoin. Whenever you can make a, whenever you think you can build a bottom or like call bottom for Bitcoin, with respect to the charts, that's probably going to be a good bottom for this for IBIT as well. Missed most of the live, but did you look at any of the projections for all bottoms? Some, not a ton, right? But we ran through like Sol and Ethereum, and we didn't really look at bottoms. I don't think it's super useful to look at. I'll show you a bottom I do think makes sense to look for. It's like big charts like Litecoin, and I know I'm kind of a Litecoin fanboy. I know that, but that doesn't really matter here. What I'm saying is a chart that looks like this. Where there's like this kind of clear parabolic uptrend that's broken. A chart that comes all the way down and then finds support. That is, imagine, chat, imagine. That would be one of the best looking charts around. That's why forever ago I said, hey, if you liked Litecoin at $100, an opportunity to buy below 50 would be probably a generational long. Tell your grandkids about it. Grandpa, how did you afford this yacht? Well, feed generations. Exactly. Warbuck, love your no-nonsense honest looks at the markets, tip in a hat. Okay, well, hat tip back to you. Thanks, man. I'm glad that you and the viewers that are here have the capacity to absorb what I'm saying without just getting angry. I got a lot of angry tags. And not because I was a douchebag about stuff, but because they wanted me to be wrong. Feels like one more bear move might get us there for this Litecoin. Yeah. I want to pay off my house. Don't get me wrong. I'm pissed about it all. That's funny. Well, but you can't change it, right? So that's like acceptance is step one. You must accept that you cannot change what is happening. Chat, by the way, be sure to follow this Market Power Hour YouTube channel. There's only like 200 subscribers, but I know you guys love Market Power Hour. It's a separate thing from my YouTube. So follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. And yeah, and use my Coinbase ref link. Sounds so weird saying. I financed a Lambo at 18%. I expect more gains. I'm sorry. When's next Market Power Hour? It's chat. It's lining up to be Friday. Friday is what it appears to be. All right, chat. My love to you all. Pantaga, did I miss anything? Market Power Hour needs its own Twitter. You need a picture for the YouTube page? Just set the social world on fire. I just subbed, thanks. What? What, Pantaga? What do you have to say? All paid groups watch Market Power Hour for ideas. You missed my raise. I gave you a 100% raise. What are you talking about? 100% of 0 is 0. You know bro's cringing over there. Yes, sir. All right, chat. We're going to play... Gray Zone Warfare. Here we go. Levels. Exactly, bro. So Schmitty's going to join us in like 5 or 10 minutes. Just protest? How would you rate the game so far? So I come from Tarkov and Rust, and I've played a lot of shooters and stuff in Call of Duty. I think it's when I'm playing it, I feel like I'm playing a game of the future, legitimately. Looked a bit hard for my old 1080 Ti. Yeah, I don't think your 1080 is gonna probably hold up. Let's be real.
What's up?
It feels like there's so I just launched the game and I just clicked on load into server. And I just got disconnected from server. Okay, I was like about to make this point. I just got disconnected. Ninja, what's up, man? Thanks for the 100 biddies. Okay, so check this out. I am... Hold on, is this... window capture. No. Yep, there we go. Okay. Oh, I have to do... This is something else I learned. I have to minimize trading view. Because it doesn't like running it behind it. So check this out. We're immediately in the game. We're immediately in the game. There's no menus. I hit tab. I'm working. These are all like containers and stuff. These are all my guns and this and that. Individual trees on the tops of mountains are swaying in the wind. When I run through bushes, they move. Huh? So this is an alpha. It's got to be like fixed up and stuff, right? Like it's got to, things are going to be improved. But this is crazy to me. What rust update is this? When I'm shooting, I'm in a big firefight and like I dropped a prone and I'm blasting. Watch what the grass does. What game have you played where the grass moves when you're shooting? And what's crazy is that is a global event. So there will be like, you know, squads of people and they're up in the hill and they're ducked in a bush and they're shooting. And as they're shooting, the stuff is moving. So I can tell where they are. Dude, it is very cool. Like I said, I feel like I'm in the future. All right, so we're gonna run around. We're gonna play this a little bit. If you're just here for the chart side of it, hey, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna chill. We're gonna vibe. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up the let's see, trading view. I'm gonna window capture so we have the prices up at the top, and we can keep an eye on if price starts to drop down or whatever. All right, so let me set that up really quick, and then we can get into the game. All right, window capture. Yep. Nope. I have to do this every time. It's kind of annoying, but it only takes a second. OBS, it like glitches out when you set this up for a particular tab, but then you close the tab like a normal human. I'm gonna do like that. Let's get... Hold on, what do we have? I gotta like see. Maybe down to soul. Maybe do like those. And then like just kind of leave it up in the corner. Now we can just keep an eye on it. Yeah, that look good? All right, good enough. Rock and roll. This game makes Rust look like garbage, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Rust wipe is tomorrow, and I'm not even interested. Like for the first time in a long time, I'm not even interested in it. So that should tell you something. right, let's go look for some PvP, huh? Now it is alpha. There's bugs. There's some weird things. You know, so don't get like too worked up about it. But let's see. We got make sure we need a new splint. Can I combine these? That's annoying. Got some painkillers. We got some drinks. Got blood. All right, now we got space. This is my weapon. It's a little bit pay to win, but I'm okay with it. Oh, you can do the mouse wheel stand, run. I didn't know that. Hey, chat, we're learning stuff. What's the main objective? Pentagon says, don't get friendly fired by Jack. Alright. Come on, dude. By the way, y'all like my name? Top right. Next to, right here. I figured y'all would appreciate that. I made that my name. Alright, so here's the other cool thing. This map is 24/7. It never stops. Okay? You're all... You're always fighting. You're always, like, getting into the thick of it. There's three groups. So I'm giving you the quick rundown. This is my group up here. There's another enemy group over here, like base camp, and a base camp over here. So the idea is, as you go around the map, you'll come across these landing zones, and then you can go there quickly. So I can get a helicopter transport to take me to any of these landing zones. Okay? I want to go to the airfield because it was kind of a cool area when I was there. So I'm going to call in for transport.
Roger. Raven is in the air and heading to base camp.
And in like 2 minutes, because that's what it says right here, in 2 minutes, a helicopter will be here. So I have 2 minutes to get ready for my deployment. This is what a loading screen is. You get on a helicopter and you ride to where you're going. There is no loading screen at any point. By the way, if I sat right here and a helicopter came by, it would squish me, and then everyone would loot my stuff, because that's what happened. Whoa, this guy. Dixie Normus with no head. Lol. Guy's had a rough go of it. This guy, too.
Hello.
Dude, you don't have a head. Just thought I'd let you know.
What's up?
You don't have a head. Just let you know.
Or a gun. Or a backpack.
Yeah, I don't have anything. Anybody want to give me some money so I can buy some markers and try and do that quest?
Fuck no.
Look, he's just riding with this group because he's like poor. That's really funny. He was so poor, he just was like, you know, oh, dude, if a helicopter kills that guy, we can go loot him. enemies shooting up at me. That's what's crazy. Like, they could be camping my landing zone and just kill me and take everything I got. Could be how it goes. This is war! This is amazing for now. Well, this is the new Unreal Engine, dude. So that's like, I think the X factor here. It's not like the devs are like God's gift to game creation or something. This is just a really good engine. It's the next generation. This is what all future Unreal games are going to be based off of. Now, there is some goofiness involved, okay? Let's not pretend like it's all perfect. When I run through stuff, it's like the bush moves at 10 FPS or something. But you can kind of forgive this stuff for being an alpha. I feel like I'm wading through a jungle right now. Alright, so this is the airfield. We're going to kind of like soak it in for a second. There's two sides to the airfield. There's this side and this side. I have a key. This is like Tarkov where you have keys and you can open stuff. I have a key for each side, and they both have really good stuff in them. So we're going to hopefully clear both sides, call that extract back in, and get out of here. You can go from full auto to single fire, right? There's fire modes and stuff. So let's see if we can get a, like kind of a sniper kill here. Headshot, I'm on single fire. I'm going to hold my breath with left alt. I thought there was bullet drop. There's not. Alright. So there's guys kind of all down the runway. I'd like to get rid of this first guy because that lets me run from one side to the other without worrying too much. I might leave the other guys down there, so if they start shooting, I know I'm getting countered. And it's kind of a reminder, I'm pretty close to the enemy base camp. Like, I'm closer to the enemy than I am to my own home, right? So we could run into some players here for sure. Clear! There's some sweaty AI over here, too, so we may get just, like, blasted. Oh, there's a guy right there. Oh. These guys can one-hit kill you just like you're killing them. Oh, let's get the cover. Oh, oh. I'm still on single fire. Reload. Oh. Auto. Okay. I don't think they can come from this way. I'm betting my life on it currently, which is not fun. Alright, and then you loot these guys. And they have all kinds of stuff that they'll just, like, spawn with. Alright. So I don't think I have a way in. I don't want to jump the fence and just plonk down in the middle of a bunch of guys, so I'm gonna kind of work my way around over here. I can get in right here. That was interesting because that was clearly like a chest. Don't die, don't die, don't die. That was clearly a chest shot, right? Not a headshot. Right. Oh. I gotta repack mags real quick. Oh! I got hit. Oh, sound is kind of weird. That's my only beef. I'm gonna sound like Dr. Disrespect. I should have known that guy was like right on top of me, and I couldn't tell. There's like a whole health system thing too. Kind of cool. Light bleeding. It's okay. It's okay. Tarkov style bandaging. Get a quick reload in. Keep pushing. That's what's crazy about this being like brand new and being good. Like, come on. Like, how long has Tarkov been out? How many years? This has been out a few days. All right, once we kind of cleared this area, I'll start looting. Oh, don't die. Oh, I cringed, dude. I thought I was going to die right there. 100%. Thought that was it. There's a bunch of dudes here. All right, let's start checking these guys. Some coffee. These guys have keys. Yeah, let's go. Gold key. I don't know what the gold key goes to. Let's read it real quick. Hangar 3 key. Okay, so we'll look for Hangar 3. That could be over there. And if worst come to worst, I can take these guns. Right now, I don't want them because I want to keep my my stamina where it refills fast and all that. 44K soon. 44K coming soon to a DVD near you. AR, nice. Unload, unload, unload. Now I've got like plenty more ammo. I'm just running trash ammo, but it doesn't really matter because I'm kind of a... Like, my mindset is marksmanship. I'm not just mag dumping. So if I'm getting headshots and stuff, it doesn't really matter if it's trash ammo, good ammo, bad ammo, whatever. If I was moving a little higher speed, then it would probably matter, but it doesn't really right now. What? Is that at me? The AI does bug a little bit where they shoot you, like they see you through walls, even though they shouldn't. Like that guy was shooting at me. Oh. Three more. Yeah, how many are over there? There's containers you can loot. I don't think any of these are lootable. Yeah. Or stuff will just spawn. Like that. Like I could take that water if I wanted. I love this scope. This game is way more fun with the scope and stuff on it. The foregrip and the scope and all that. All right, so I just used that one of my keys to open this up, and there's all these little things you can loot. Bad news on this though, let me shut this, is that there's no flashlight. That's kind of annoying. Different gun, some gun parts, some things. I'm just gonna pull this off and take the ammo out and then drop it. I don't want the gun. I don't even want these. I guess I'll take the grip. Usually if you're finding stuff like that, like a gun part, just shine your flashlight on it. Okay, good comps. Some kind of rail. RK2. Can I switch that here, I wonder? Yeah, nice. Got a new suppressor. I can sell these. So just like in Tarkov, you have vendors that you can like buy and sell and all that stuff too. We can do that here as well. Gotta top off our mags. And then we'll keep going. Now, usually there's a boss in the area, and they have different equipment on. I think typically they've had like bright blue armor and a bright blue helmet. So I'm kind of keeping my eyes open for them. I haven't seen that. Just a pile of clothes. I'm kind of baiting shots because I have range and they don't. Maybe stupid, but... Alright, I don't see anybody out here. I'll check those bodies out on the or on the runway later. See what kind of ammo they have. Looking through glass is kind of a pain. It doesn't always work. There's like a weird glare you get. I think that's something they'll work through. Alright. That gas block is really useful. Hello? Can I not take it? You have to like hold it. There we go. Unload. Drop. Unload. Drop. Unload. Unload. Okay. Really, I'm just looking for any of the AK guys. I just want some keys. I just saw him in the window right there. Oh, it's the boss guy. He had the blue helmet on. Footsteps. Yeah, blue armor, blue helmet. That's the guy. All right, well. Hopefully that's it. Oh, yeah, look at his gun. He's got a cool gun. And good mags and stuff too. Heck yeah. So if you die, all your gear's just gone. Yeah. So we don't want that. We do not want to do that. This guy's a cool shotgun. Alright, so we got all these bodies over here. Some looting to do, then we'll go across the street. And we'll keep it juiced, keep it moving. It's a cool gun though. I actually haven't found an ACOG out here. So there's just like natural stuff that spawns like that. There's things just floating around. They'll be on shelves. Kind of neat. But the best stuff we've found, the best stuff we've been able to find are in lootable containers. Which are like behind locked spaces or kind of off the beaten path like this. Like, is that one? Yeah. So this is a plate carrier. It tells you where it covers you. Front and back. See that? Front, back, but not the sides. And it's a 3. So that'll show you like how much protection from damage and stuff. So mine's a 3A, front and back. And then there's a weight aspect as well. These are 8 kilograms. This one's only 4. So I'm going to keep mine. I'm not even going to pick those up. Headphones, just randomly spawned. Some empty boxes. So like they'll give you some stuff, but the real juice is in the locked rooms. Is this one? Just a room. Yeah, there's not even, like, stuff to loot in there. Okay. The upstairs of that area, too, there's some stuff in there. We'll go check that out. So apparently the lore, this is what Schmitty was telling me earlier. He said that apparently the lore is that this is an alien crash site, and there's radiation and stuff. And like that's going to be in the game as well, that there's stuff there. Everyone's fighting to get control of the area so that they can get like artifacts and stuff. I don't know much about that. That's just what Schmitty was telling me. So we'll have to see. What is this? Treats ADHD and narcolepsy? It's a stimulant? Increases stamina? Okay. I don't know, but that's kind of right as a guy who plays video games and stuff. I think that's kind of could be interesting. Some opportunity there. Another key. Gotta get Schmitty some keys too, you know? I think I heard footsteps over here. Maybe not. Coffee gauze. Nothing. There's radios you can interact with. You get to turn them on to music and stuff while you're in the firefight. Kind of funny. Oh, I got a text. Okay. Gun box. Just like what that guy was wearing. This stuff's pretty good. Not good enough to put on, but good enough to take home for another mission. So if you're too heavy and you drop down, you break all your bones. It's kind of like a Tarkov element. All right, so I think we've cleared it all, right? Now we just need to go through these and then go across the street and head home. Call it a day. One kind of funny thing is there's no climbing in this game. So even if I brought a squad, like I had like a 4-man squad out here, and I would want a sniper up there to give Overwatch and stuff, it's not an option. There's no... All the stairs are cut off. See this right here? You can't even get up here. Ugh. I think that's kind of lame, but whatever. Everything else is pretty cool. Fly the plane home? Good comps. Yeah, I'm very tired. Cash registers, they all have like a little bit of money in them. So if you're feeling thievish. Right now, I think the world has a lot of food. Occasionally keys. Alright, so we're gonna go over there, we loot that area, then we're gonna get out of here. This be the plan. I think a lot of people are still in this... like a lot of the starter missions are in the very first town closest to your area. Closest to your like where you spawn. Your base camp. So I think a lot of people are doing those missions right now. Dude just ate. How many headshots? But eventually, I think they're going to start pushing out, and we're gonna be running into people like left, right, and center. That's my guess. I'm surprised even now that we're not running into a bunch of people over here. Last time I was over here, there was like 10 guys. Not just those two. That's kind of weird. Yeah, I hear them all. Are they in this thing? Bruh. Quick reload. I think, is there somebody in that? Like in all that brush? Hmm. Like there's more than just those guys too. This is another locked room. You can see like the crate and stuff in there. I have that. Oh yeah, see him, see him, see him. Can I thread this? We're gonna try this. That guy right there. What is that? Car. Okay. All right, we used our key. Another gun box. We got a Mosin. I already have one of these actually, but I don't have the that. I don't have the sniper part of it. So we're gonna take that home. Take those, I guess. Couple boxes. Come on, stop doing that. And then a first aid kit. Can't tell if I'm hearing me or somebody else out here. All right, well, pretty much done. Oh, another key, nice. My little key thing only holds 4. I already have 4 in it, so. Checking bodies, and we bounce. Nothing really to do in here, I don't think. Seems just random stuff spawns. Okay. Alright, so we have basically cleared this whole area. Can I get in there? Doesn't look like it. Check the backside here. I'm curious. Oh yeah, there's like a door. And I have a key for it. Okay, it's what I think it's the gold key. What for, I wonder? So sometimes these rooms are for like future quests and stuff, not necessarily for the loot that they have right now. Like I don't see any loot. I don't see anything to search. Any containers, anything. So this has got to be for like a future quest. So we'll just hang on to it. Yeah. Maybe we do something just plain, like plant a tracker, you know, something like that. Alright, so there's Golf 2. That's the only landing zone that I have right now. So we're going to call in transport.
All birds are in the air.
Excuse me. I'm going to wait for this. It's telling me there's too much is going on right now. So I'm going to wait for that guy to despawn off the map.
Raven dispatched.
Done.
Moving to Golf 2.
Alright, so in 3.5 minutes, this guy will come pick me up, and we will fly home. And that is like going back into your stash. So I have 3.5 minutes to get to the landing zone. What's crazy about the landing zone thing is, like, if you know a squad is clearing an area, and then you see them heading a certain way, you know that there's like an extract timer, basically. Like in Tarkov, whenever you would trigger the cars, and then there's a 60-second countdown. It's kind of like that. Like, you see him heading this direction, let's say, like the way I'm going. And next thing you know, it's a 3-minute holdup. And you could, maybe you kill them all, you get all their loot. They did all the work for you, and you go home with all their loot. It's like a possibility. Are you playing it against online players or CPU? Yeah, it's PvEVP, right? Like Rust or like Tarkov. There's a lot of AI players. Like all those guys I was taking out earlier, they're all AI. But this is a really important area, and a lot of players come to it. So I just kind of lucked out that I didn't run into anybody. Like, one thing you can do is fly. This is what Schmitty and I did. We flew in over here, and then we ran to the starter village that is this other enemy camp's starter village. Just like where they do all their starter missions and stuff. And so we were running in, messing around with all those guys. Which I think that's what we'll do next. So let's go home. We'll depot all this stuff. And then we'll fly back over here. We'll run into that camp, that enemy camp. Immersion in this game must be pretty good. Yeah, dude, it really is. Especially since there's no loading screens, no pausing or any of that kind of stuff. So right now we're just waiting. Okay. We're getting Chick-fil-A today, boys! It's a good day. Alright, 1 minute countdown. Bird will be here.
Raven reporting. I'm on my way. ETA, 1 minute.
Alright, by the way, Bitcoin update. I'm sure you see it in the top right, but Bitcoin 57.1, Ethereum 2900, Litecoin 78, Sol 125. My wife asked what I wanted. I didn't see her her message.
This is Raven arriving shortly near your position.
I didn't see it till a few minutes after, and I wrote her. I said, "Oh, I'll take this and this," and she said, "Oh, you barely made it. It was about to be a get what you get, and you don't throw a fit kind of moment." That's my exit. Yeah, so you go back to your base camp.
I'm at the LZ. Hurry up and get in.
What? Those are human players. Go, 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 go!
Get ready. We're moving out.
Woo! Human players were coming for me, I think. They were fighting their way through the AI. That's what I think was happening. Yeah, and I have no friendlies. So you look on the map, and the friendlies are in blue. So if there was blue around here, then you would know those were friendlies. They were not. So there was an enemy human player over there. Or a group of players. Usually in this game, it's a group of players. But anyway, yeah, so in Tarkov, you would just load out, it'd be a black screen, then you can mess with your inventory and stuff, and then you say, I'd like to play this map, please. And then there's a load screen, it's got a match make, it's like a whole 10-minute ordeal. In this situation, there are no load screens, so you just fly home, depot everything, fly back. It's like pretty seamless. And you might say, well, like, this is in lieu of a load screen. And while you're not wrong, you can also give comms, like, to your guys, to your homies in global chat or whatever. You can say, hey, there's a 5-man group right here. Like, you're still a part of the world. You're not out of the world entirely. All right, while we're flying back, let me use the restroom real quick. Here. Oh, we're back. Okay, now I'm gonna get landed on. Imagine he gets bodied by a heli. Come on, bro. Why you do that to me? Why you put that evil on me? All right, so I have got to sell some of this stuff. I don't understand. Wait, hold on. Cannot place that in a container. Okay. Gonna do that and that. And that and that and that and that. Gotta make room for, like, my crap.
Is this a real player? Man,
What's
look
up,
at you.
brother?
Look at that. What's up, brother? Damn, look at you looking geared as fuck, eh, man? She.
Oh, thank you too. You got a big backpack, nice rig, cool helmet.
Yeah, man, but you got big gun, you know what I'm saying? I like that. Yeah, how do you get those mods on that thing? Just doing traders or doing tasks?
Yeah, you get gunny to level 2, you can get a suppressor and stuff.
Shit, I appreciate it.
I'm just enjoying the chatter.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we're gonna go back.
Man, that gunny rep is fucking taking forever to go up, huh?
Man, we
Well,
only did
that's
one
you.
quest.
Man, shut up.
Yeah, you know.
Can enemies shoot you on the heli? I think so, but I don't know that for sure.
ETA 30 seconds.
One more
Who's
time, one more
shooting,
time.
bro?
What?
Bam, got both of you. I'm just like that. Let's go, boys. Let's go on an adventure.
Let's go on an adventure. This is my heli. My heli!
Raven on station, ready to pick you up. Ready up, we're taking off.
Bye.
Bye. Alright. Let's go see if we can find some trouble. Jump. Are these player or AI driven vehicles? AI. Or like computer. I think what would be fun though is to go into the starter town. And it, like, there's no getting your kit back if you go, if that, you know, if you fail that. But I think that would be kind of fun. Go find some PvP. Now, we heard shooting right as we took off and left. There's a chance those guys are still in the area, around the airfield where we're landing.
Get ready. 1 minute.
1 minute.
We're getting close. 30 seconds.
Alright, here we go. 1000% there are players in that airfield right now. We're gonna find out. I'll go peek if there's somebody right there. But it could be that like the computer respawned, you know? There's always that chance.
Spread out.
If it's AI right here, I'm not gonna shoot. I'm not just like rerunning this whole thing. Yeah, all the AI respawned. That's fine. Alright, so we need to go... Need to go this way. Okay. What's funny is Schmitty and I found the landing zones for these guys. Like for the enemy team. And we were camping the landing zone, which is super lame, but... You know, game allows it. We basically spawn camping. As soon as they were dropped off from the helicopter, we just dropped them. Took it all. The little animations are kind of funny. Top left. My neck is hot. There's a heater on my neck. My character. Here we go. These trees are really cool. Okay, so this is also a little bit of a test. The last time Schmitty and I were over here doing this, doing what we're going to go mess around and do, killing people in their little town, we got, the server kicked us. We came back, we had all the stuff we'd gotten off these guys, still on us, but we were back at our base camp. So we don't know if that was some sort of, like, protection mechanism, where basically, like, it's kicking you out of their starter area, like you're not allowed over there. I don't know. So we're going to find out. That's part of what this excursion is for. To see if that happens again. If it happens a second time, then we know that that's probably what's going on. $57,600. Maybe everything's fine. Maybe there's nothing to worry about, chat. That face tells me there is something to worry about. Nah, come on. Alright, we're almost there. I'm getting there. Stop being so bearish, okay? Stop being so bearish. Alright, so I think we go through this field and then we're basically there. I wish there was a little bit of a faster mode of transportation, but, you know, it is what it is. Hop on a horse. Oh. Oh, look. Did it land? Dude, I think it landed over here. Yeah, I think it dropped somebody off and now it... Oh, it picked them up. They're leaving. Interesting. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. How big is it? Is this environment? It's humongous, dude. We just took like a 3-minute helicopter ride to get over here. Alright, let's get in this little tree line and then we're gonna be in the thick of it. Imagine if there's a tiger. That'd be kind of funny. All right, so this is where they come and go. This is like a right there where I just pointed. That's where players can enter or leave the environment. It's an LZ. All right, so let's go in, kind of get in the area, listen for some shooting. Go hunt some people down. Squad up, bruh. Bruh. You see where I am, Schmitty? I'm all the way at the enemy camp. I'm at Falang. Hold on. Get Schmitty in on the call.
There you are.
What's up, man?
Are you fucking expo camping?
No. I want to get in the town and get some PvP. This is just the approach I took.
Wait for me, man.
Well, I didn't know when you'd be here. I'm already, like, at it. Just come join me.
You gotta invite me to the squad.
Oh, alright, hold on. Let me get the cover and then I can do that.
Dude, there was a crazy fight earlier. Like, I think their whole faction, like, planned an ambush. Because it was, like, the whole town was going nuts.
In our area?
Yeah, like, they pushed our area.
Dude, respect.
I found Golf 1, by the way, too, brother.
Oh, nice.
Alright, let me see. Accept. Alright, let's see.
All these dead guys. Oh, these are the... This is probably the group that just left. Alright, I'm pushing the shots. That's where I'm at in this game.
Did you do any more quests?
No, I haven't done any. I was waiting on you for that.
Okay.
I've just been... I ran the airfield. I, like, soloed airfield and got all the stuff, and then just went Home Depot, and then came over here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, the airfield. I was over there with...
It's really not bad, yeah. Thank you, baby. Boy.
Dude, you know what I've been liking is I've been running an M4 with an endpoint, like just a red dot. And
Okay.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell you these new settings I found.
Yeah, okay.
Not only does it give you better frames, the game looks better.
Alright, what are the settings? I'm gonna duck down in this little tree.
Yeah, so
Thank you, baby.
go to your... you're welcome. Go to settings.
Yeah, not you. Okay, graphics.
Yeah, go to graphics, and then scroll down to TFS. Or so yours it says DLSS right now, probably.
Yeah, it does.
Change it to TFS.
TSR.
Or
TSR. That's like, yeah, there are only like 3 options.
Wait, maybe it's TSR. Yeah. Okay, and then I can't see. Screen share with me in Discord because you fucking. Face
I can't do
locked.
both. I promise you, everything will break. Hold on, I moved my
Okay.
face. I turned my face off.
Okay, so turn. Okay, so right now, if you click apply, you're wait, is it TSR? I can't. Let me see the other option.
Other so it's under advanced TSR. There's DLSS, FSR, and XE.
FSR.
Okay. Okay, then what?
So now, go to fidelity, and go to. Like go down 2 slots.
Okay.
And then go to the natural AA, I think it is. I'm like remembering this shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm not looking at it. Or native AA, yeah. Okay. Now scroll up to sharpening, and make it 200 under post processing. You just went over it.
Okay.
Okay. Now scroll up to contrast, and make it like 85.
Nice. Okay.
Now click apply and just look around. Like the game looks totally different.
Oh wow. Yeah, it was almost like cartoony before.
Yeah, and so now you can actually see shit, and it's not reflecting it right now, but your frames actually doubled.
Oh wow.
Because apparently these graphics card now, they use AI in some way to artificially inject frames that aren't being rendered.
Huh. This looks awesome.
So yeah, it's totally different. And like you can actually see the individual leaves in the tree. It doesn't look like a painting anymore.
Right? A painting. Yeah, that's a good call. That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like a little charcoal paint or like a little pastel painting or something.
It's over that way. Look at where that shooting was. Oh, it's a player. Human player
shit.
down.
He's using the earmuffs.
Yeah, he's just like cheat, so you know he's gonna be broke, boy.
Hopefully he's not by himself. Or hopefully he's...
Oh! Gold key. Oops.
Dude, your looting's killing me. Open up his vest. Oh, you're delayed. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Next.
The guy's probably like, oh, what the hell? I just got team killed.
How do I report this guy? And I'm out.
Oh, what the heck? Just got team killed.
Oh! I saw all these bodies and I... Bitcoin breaks 58,000. Easy. See, I told you. Reaccumulation. Lol. Lol. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, daddy. Sir, I'd like one of all the smoke.
Dude, I'm stuck in the fucking queue right now.
Alright. crap. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Getting shot to pieces here.
Are you fighting players?
No, I think Scab saw me as I was trying to push the players. I paid for it. I'm concussed. I'm thirsty a little.
Oh, dude, I figured out how to fix the cough, by the way. You have to suture your fucking lungs.
What?
Yeah, with a surf kit.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah, it takes forever.
I got shot in the hip. Kind of ouchie. Chad, this Chick-fil-A sandwich is amazing, by the way. Thought you should know. Thought you all should know. Alright, let's get back at it. That was that me. Alright. We're back! Thanks for the Chick-fil-A play-by-play. Guys, I'm taking a single bite. I'm chewing it. There's a bunch of AI. I'm trying not to get bogged down with all the AI stuff. I want to find the players, the human players. Hello? There's a guy. Saw him for just a second, right there. Dude, we are deep in their business. We're all up in their guts. Right there. That guy.
I'm still in position 1 in the cube. Better shoot. Okay, nice. Oh.
I like the delay. I like hearing your reaction after the moment. I think he was backed off healing or something. Oh, he had his boy. His boy's down, too.
Oh, he's looting his friend.
Alright, what do you got? What do you got for me today, huh? It's kind of funny because nobody has, like, really valuable stuff. You just have, like, kind of trash.
You know what's funny was I was getting shit talked for buying the DLC.
We're
Like,
just
oh,
mopping the
this
floor
guy.
now.
Yeah, they were like, oh, this guy fucking bought the expensive rifle. I was like, oh, I can't even get that. Oh, yeah.
We're down the middle of the road.
Searching for server, right? Can I get in this fucking server? I want to kill people.
That's what they do. They get you, like, frustrated so that you want to go and kill people. Yeah, I think we're coming up behind a group.
I don't think I can join your server.
This guy. You don't think?
No, it says matchmaking failed.
It's AI. Okay. I think I can vault that. I think so. Gotta catch my breath. I'm so out of breath.
Dude, I want to get a suppressor so bad.
Have you figured that out? The attachment?
Yeah,
on it?
you gotta you gotta get trader level up.
Chat, we have this suppressor, but we can't figure out how to put it on certain guns. Kind of annoying. Alright. So I think we heard human players up here. Oh. Hit fire gang.
Dude, the point shooting is actually really accurate.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, you just center screen it and it.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
When you get in cover, re-invite me to squad.
Look at this guy.
Can you put the RK2 in there?
I like
Oh,
broke
you're
my
like,
legs.
be careful. Oh.
Uh-huh.
I've broken my legs literally in that exact same spot.
I'm getting XP for like running around here. It's kind of funny. Dead guy there.
Multiple town halls.
They all look the same.
Go into a closet and invite me.
Oh, yeah. Dude, it sounds like it's like right here, but there's no sign of it. I'm just running down the road, eating a sandwich.
What'd you get?
Chick-fil-A. Number one.
Number one. I always get the spicy. I always get the spicy deluxe.
Dude, I always pay for the spicy. It's like the next. Oh, there's like 5 people over there. Oh!
Yeah, see, look, you just, it's like dead center.
Yeah, no, I just kind of run around and hit fire.
CSGO style. You gotta splint your legs. Go.
Dude, I'm gonna die. Oh my gosh. We're shooting back here.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like in this, the AI kills you if you hold an angle too long. It's like the zero in your face.
They hone in on you. I think you're right. Alright, I'm not trying to fight through like giant waves. I thought that. Oh. Trying to find humans. Humans. Yeah. Yes.
I'm starting to. I don't think anyone's leaving. I think at any time there's only 8 people allowed in your faction on the server.
Really? That's kind of like.
Yeah, something like that.
6? What'd you say? 8?
Yeah, I think 8.
No.
How does it feel playing with the new settings? Doesn't it feel smooth?
Yeah, it does. Very
It
clean.
looks better. You can actually see people at distance now.
The sound thing kind of kills me. When it goes like in, out like this. That's my biggest complaint right now. He shot me in the head.
Is that what that ringing was?
Mm-hmm. And my head's all red now.
That's a PMC right there.
Where? On the ground?
On the ground.
Yeah, that's the guy I
ground,
killed
yeah.
earlier. I like circled back.
Oh.
Oh, I'm getting shot. Hello? Shooting me. Man. My light bleeding.
So my question here is, if you Alt F4 here, do you exfil automatically, or does your body just collapse?
I bet you just lose it. That's my guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Because every time the server's crashed, you go back to lobby
Uh-huh.
with all your shit. You don't lose it.
There we go. There's money.
Oh, they're fighting. This is a good one. Those guys look juiced. Those guys have the DLC, I think.
Look over there.
What the hell's that guy doing?
There's it's like two mans. Got him.
Friend's freaking the fuck out in Discord. He's like, oh.
Bro,
Get
you
it
let him
going,
kill me.
come on.
You let him kill me, bro.
Killed him?
I killed the big guy, yeah. There's also a 2-man over there, though, that I lost. I'm gonna drink of water while I just sit here.
You need to fix your shins, bro. You don't have a splint?
Ah, that's fine. Fix them when I'm dead. Look at this.
Yeah, but you only get half your stamina.
I'm gonna try something. This is a bit of a hold my beer moment.
I'm telling you, you need to fix your shins, otherwise you're not gonna be able to sprint very far.
My shins hurt so bad.
Dude, I had to use the blood transfusion for the first time when I got fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, hold on.
It
that door
barely
open?
keeps you open.
Yeah, it's like it's not as like robust as I thought it would be. Okay, well at least that noise stopped. I'm looking away, so I don't know what's happening. Helly. He's probably just holding his body.
I wonder if it tells you you died by a PMC.
I think it just always says enemy forces. I don't know that. Dead guy. Woo!
You got both of them? Oh shit!
Waiting for that to catch up. Medium bleeding. Dude, that was nuts.
Fuck.
I gotta heal.
Dude,
Come on, come on, come on,
you
come on,
gotta be
come on.
careful 'cause you're by the LZ.
Hold on, comps. Oh, did we kill each other? Oh no! We traded.
Yeah, he came back. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, I expected that, but I thought I had a clean kill on him. Bro, we traded.
Yeah, but what I was saying was, if you kill someone by the LZ, they come back.
Yeah, because they have a spawn, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm loading in. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go there and we'll kill them.
Okay.
But oh man, I hope they don't just grab your shit and exfil. That'd be so lame.
They probably will. I'm just waiting on the coma. I don't know how the coma thing works. If someone has to wake you up, if you can wake up. Maybe it's like Rust, where you're downed. You're lucky you get up.
I think that is what happens. I think you're down. You're not like dead. Then you have to get revived or whatever. God, this hell is so lame. Jesus.
Come on, get up.
Dude, this guy's got an L-can and a suppressor. Whoa, this guy's kit looks sick. Dude, he's got a Raider gun. It's literally the gun that you get in Tarkov from a Raider.
That's cool.
The Mark 18 with a suppressor and an L-can on it, dude. It's literally the same
Raven
thing.
arriving
Yeah,
shortly
that's cool.
near your position. ETA 30 seconds.
No, I'm dead.
You died?
Yeah.
All right, we'll kit up and let's go back.
Okay.
The heli's here.
I'll be quick.
Like, even if it's just like a rifle or whatever. Here, do you need anything? I can grab something for you.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, this heli's us here.
Raven wheels down and ready to load.
That's fun, though.
Yeah, you get a rifle?
I didn't. Just don't have it out. I've got a bunch of backup kits. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what I did earlier today. Was make a bunch of those kits.
I got a cell swap too.
Your player model looks like fucking Wolverine.
Looks like what?
Without a helmet on? Looks like Wolverine.
I could kind of see that in your bone structure too. You didn't have the chops and the helmet and stuff. We're clones of Wolverine.
My helmet's still on?
Dude, your hair's like rippling in the wind.
I look like a Neanderthal.
You got them bones.
Were you in the Southwest Expo?
What, when I died?
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
Yeah, Southwest. By that little farm thing. Hey, Jet Ski, yeah, dude, I did. Do you like this game better than Tarkov? Yes. Right now I do. Tarkov's in a bad state, man. I don't love it. Which, did you do golf too, or would you go?
No, golf. Yeah, golf.
Get ready. 30 seconds.
Smitty, you like this better than Tarkov?
I mean, I think it's different, honestly. Literally, the only thing they have in common is that there's guns and you can export. That's it. Like, the whole premise of the game is totally different. Alright, go, 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 go.
I think it's crazy you're never done. Like you're never back in your safe
Yeah,
safe
yeah.
house thing.
That's what I mean. Like, the consequences of dying are so much less, and it's different because like you come back and you just try again.
Like, we could get that whole kit back out, possibly.
Can't wait till fucking cheaters start running this game already.
Yeah, that'll be great. All right, I just waypointed it.
Yeah, I got one too. Dude, what did that guy kill you with? Did he come back with a pistol?
No, he had an AR, kind of like what I have.
Oh, okay.
He was naked AR. And on my screen, I mag dumped him like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 shots before he ever fired. And I'm like, oh, he's got no armor. His head's about rifle level. Like, I think I got this in the bag. And the next thing I know, I'm falling over. It's like, come on. I think it was just like a desyncy weird kill.
Dude, I completely lost you in this brush. It's just better.
You're right behind me now.
I think the odds of your shit still being there are pretty low at this
Pretty
point.
low. Yeah, I mean, the extract's right there. They just got to get it in extract. We got to run 100 yards. 100 miles, I mean. We're literally 1,000 meters, says the marker. I'm going to run every chance I can.
So I think it's better to wait until your stamina is full and then sprint from full than it is to like intermediate.
I've been playing with that too. I think you're right. I'm with you on that.
Because if you run when you're just halfway, you fatigue really fast and then it drops your stamina.
Yeah. And your neck gets really hot.
Yeah, then you get neck waves.
Neck waves, dude. It's the worst. If it's limited to 8 per group, that's kind of weird. I would expect a game like this would thrive on like 30 on 30 on 30.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna up the limit, but
We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, under 700 meters now.
dude, that guy was literally prone and holding that body, waiting for his friend to come back.
Yeah. I almost yeeted a nade in there, and in fact, if I had, I'd probably be alive right now. Because he wouldn't have lowered my health, and that second guy wouldn't have killed me. But I didn't see him when I ran by the window. I didn't see him in that front section, so I actually thought I was good.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if you killed him with the initial fight.
Because he never re-peeked it, so I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, I found out you can change crouch levels.
Yeah, I found it on accident today. Like, I held
Yeah,
control
you
and I did
hold-
the mouse wheel.
Yeah. Like, that's
I was like,
huge.
what?
Like, you can, like, peek over walls and shit.
Uh-huh.
At least... Oh, wait.
Yeah, full send, because it's flying to where we're headed. But we're still a ways off. We're still 300 meters off.
Dude, these little, like, rice patties with the dirt.
It's
hills,
picking
like-
somebody out. It's picking somebody up. Right here.
I'm nowhere near you. I'm gonna be in a minute.
All right, I'm gonna shoot my shot at these guys. If I can get over this hill. Go, dude.
There we go. I wouldn't shoot if they're flying away. Blow up cover.
They have my gun.
Yeah, they just picked up a full squad. I wonder if we should wait over here.
Well, I want to go check my
I'm
body
single.
and stuff, but I'll come back over here after. J Pow's talking. Lux, let me know what he says, okay? I'm not keeping up.
Yeah, that's probably why the
We're not gonna do anything.
market bonered for a minute.
Yeah, I really think that was the squad who got our stuff and left. Got my stuff and left.
So something unlike
wait, over here.
Tarkov is like sniping in this game is way easier because it's
Yeah.
fucking impossible to find people. Because the foliage just like doesn't de-render,
Mm-hmm.
Zero chance your shit is still here.
0. -0. Oh!
No way. Is it all here?
Yeah.
No way.
Everything
Maybe
is
that guy
here.
didn't. Maybe that guy didn't know he killed you, and he was just like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, and he just left. This you running up on me? What about this guy? I never looted either of these other guys. Oh, he had the supplies thing from the quest. Dude, there's no way. He can't keep getting away with this.
This guy's got decent shit on him. You should grab some of his stuff. They're pretty broke in general. Dude, that would have been a really big come up if they got your shit.
I can't believe that, dude. That is crazy.
There's another guy here.
Jack died? Yeah, I died and I ran all the way back and my body was still here, which is crazy. The quest thing is still here too. That's kind of funny to me.
Well, it's an inventory item,
Yeah, right, but I don't know. I just figured
Dude, look at this fucking peek you can do now that you can have with the dynamic crouching.
Oh yeah. Ooh, it's like super bright when you look at dark rooms and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, you want to go back and exfil camp, or what do you want to do? Oh, maybe I did kill this guy who peeked the window.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Oh, this guy wasn't wearing a helmet. He was just wearing a hat. All right, I kind of want to get out of this. This is always such a hot spot, like this little house.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can we vault through this?
You didn't know?
No.
Oh.
Bam, 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 bam.
Well, where do you want to go? Gas station?
Yeah. You out of here.
$58.1.
Yeah, I just did that liquidity grab. It's doing like a double bottom, and hopefully it fakes out.
Hopefully it fakes out. You want some tunes?
This fucking radio's loud as shit. Well, there's no gunfire.
Oh! Guy just spawned literally on me at the back door. I got him.
Literally, as I said, there's no gunfire.
Yeah, there's like... You're like, there's nobody here, this is boring. The guy spawned.
Alright, I'm pushing into town.
Okay. I see. Are the X better than Tarkov's? Do you have to have a map? Oh, the exfils? You have... There's like helicopter landing zones.
A bunch of exfils.
Yeah, there's a bunch of exfils. Exactly. Dude, I'm gonna channel my inner Willers and see if I can get up on a building. Oh! Was that me?
No, that's me shooting.
Ooh, what was that?
I don't know, but he just shot at me. It sounded like a big gun.
Cannon.
Dude, you look like you're straight up using like a Chad gun from Tarkov. With like
Yeah,
like your M1.
right.
Are you?
Yeah. Killing AI.
Still can't tell depth. That sounded so far away. And you're like right next to me.
I know, isn't that weird? The depth thing? I'm just waiting here. What's the plan? What's the play?
Next door.
Kind of watching this gas station. It's probably not a bad spot to just chill for a second.
I kind of feel like I should not be in the same building. I'm gonna go across.
Okay.
That way we can have like crossfire on each other.
Crossfire!
Don't get caught up in love.
You gotta be a certain age to know what that is, chat.
90s board games. Alright, I don't really have a good angle over here. What the hell is that? There's never anything in these refrigerators.
Mm-mm.
Do people eat anything?
People eat anything? $58.3. I remember being hyped to go to my cousin's house because they had Crossfire. I had a
I
friend.
never actually played the game. I just saw
I
it.
did. I had a friend who had it. It was like you shot little metal balls at a spinny thing in the middle and try
Yeah,
to.
like yeah, it was like kind of like the precursor to Beyblades.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what it was. Dude, we should. We're like Exfil Camper TTV over here.
Dude, we're not at the Expo. There's not even any gunfire in here. Like, I don't think there's anyone in town.
Isn't that weird? We're like all loaded up over in our town.
Yeah, but you killed a bunch of them. I think they're just pissed.
They just rage quit. They're just done. They're
Yeah,
balling
rage
home.
quit or like just went and did other things.
This game's stupid. I hate this game. Zip. Big bug problem over here, dude.
Yeah, they're pretty loud. Well, what do you want to do? I don't want to just sit here.
I don't either. I don't know. I ran through this town. There's firefights left, right, and center, and now there's just nothing.
Well, let's go to the airport maybe.
Okay.
Let's start doing some missions. Like, I want to get some of these new weapon attachments.
Okay. Let's let's go to the airfield and run home and depot a bunch of this stuff, and then I probably have to step away for a second for family stuff, and then I can come back. We can do missions.
All right. I need a hike back, but let's go.
I'm gonna tickle their toes. There's AI respawned over there. Careful, gas station.
You better be careful.
The comps. There's just no one on this whole half of the map.
Well, you killed 4 of them, didn't you? 5 of them.
Yeah, but you can insta respawn. Like you don't even come check your body.
Yeah, but they were broke when you killed them the first time.
True. Oh.
It's AI.
Yeah. Dude, all these bodies, it's nuts. Imagine walking up on that.
Oh.
Dude just appeared. Out of the rice paddy. I'm like major exhausted. Old character. All right. Well, let's see. We gotta go over here. Okay.
We just gotta go straight west, I think, or southwest, right?
Almost straight west now. Yeah, west southwest. I think we like kiss 60 before the next whatever.
Excuse me?
Like 60K.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. It's breaking out of this little double bottom thing, so.
What did JPAL say? Have you seen any alerts or anything?
I don't really pay attention.
I usually don't either. Raspy voice Jerome means pump. Clear voice Jerome means dump. I wonder if there is like stupid crap like that. Stupid correlations. When Jerome wipes his nose twice, that means... I'm gonna check my phone.
Yeah, let's just go to golf too and fuck off out of here.
Okay. Alright. 60 seconds ago, Jerome Powell says it is unlikely our next move will be a hike. The S&P liked that, rallied 1%. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, nothing worse than just running in place because you ran into a log and didn't realize it.
Dude, there's crickets and frogs. Oh, shit right now.
Where'd you say this game took place?
I don't know, it looks like Thailand.
Oh.
Like the lettering and shit looks like Thailand.
Hmm.
Also the this really steep mountains and shit also looks like Thailand. Or maybe Vietnam or something.
Yeah.
But I think I'm always saying Vietnam because of Vietnam War.
Right. And the factions are like... It's like Blackwater or something, right? It's a...
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Like private military.
Yeah,
private
yeah. It's not like America and... I think it's just private. Have you heard anything more about the radiation zone thing? The ground zero and the aliens and all that?
Anything about it, no. I've just listened to the AI comms in base camp. They're like, I've never seen anything like that before. Is that real? I'm like, are those aliens? Like, what are you saying? It sounded like that kind of shit.
We're gonna get plasma guns and stuff.
Yeah, it's just gonna turn into Halo.
Get the energy sword. Go charging at people. Ziff.
Exfil confirmed.
Alright.
Raven en route to Golf.
3 minutes to get to our bird.
You called it?
I called it, yeah.
That's plenty of time.
We're basically at it. So.
Got neck waves.
Oh, my neck. My neck is so wavy. Contact.
God damn, this river's deep as shit.
Maybe you don't know how to swim.
I know how to walk.
We there? Yeah, we're there.
We just wait. Now we play the waiting game.
Here, let me give you something. That little key. I found 2 of those.
I see the white dot, but it, like, won't let me pick it up.
It's right in the middle of the plant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh, wait. I found another one, too.
Raven here.
Yeah,
I'm moving out. ETA, 1 minute.
it's right here. You got it?
Uh-oh. Where do you see it? I don't even see the white dot. Oh, there we go. It was like at your feet.
What the fuck is this helicopter?
Near your position. ETA, 30
Okay, sorry.
seconds.
My wife came in. I was talking to her. I have not found it.
You didn't?
Uh-oh. Oh. No. I keep clipping on you. I'm gonna back up.
No, it's over here.
Okay, you just grab it. We'll just get to me later.
I can't. The white dot tells you something in the vicinity. You have to, like, find it.
I would just throw a key away.
Landing, get in, go!
Oh.
Ah! We'll find one. There's $1 billion key.
Get ready, we're moving out.
The gold key.
You lost a key in a bush an hour ago? Dude, that's funny. The timing. What key was it?
It's the gold key.
Gold one for
had,
what,
like,
though?
It was like by the medical tent area. Remember that?
Okay. Oh, yeah. That guy I killed, the very first dude in the town, he had a gold one for the lumber yard.
Yeah, I saw that when you picked it up.
I was
don't
like,
know what it
okay.
is.
Why is that not in your butt, sir? Come on. Come on. Alright, let's do a little test. I'll shoot you in the leg or you shoot me in the leg. Let's just see if it like reads it.
What?
Shoot me in the foot. No, nothing.
No, I think you're non-target.
I can't believe I got my gun back. I love this gun.
That's
That's clean living. I've got an RK2 on it as well that I've just found in the wild. $59K.
We're getting close. 1 minute.
Soul up 10%.
Approaching the LZ. 30 seconds.
All right, chat. Look, I am gonna have to step away after this, so we're gonna call it a stream here once I get back to base. So thank you all for hanging out. This has been a pretty fun day, interesting day, fun to see something you talk about for almost 2 months finally come to fruition. So big love to you all. Hope you're all doing well. I will catch you Friday. All right. That'll do it. All right, man. I'll catch you in a little bit. All right. Bye, chat. Bye.